Good morning, Murder Church. What's up, everybody? Get in here, get inside the church. We're about to start services for today. I don't know where we're at on this Charlie Adelson fucking testimony. I think we got like an hour and some left. I think I'm a little bit off, but we'll fill it out here. I know we haven't got much left, but my time messed up and it didn't go back, and I don't remember exactly. Whatever. Welcome in here. Give it a share. Give it a like. All the things. Let's see what we got going on.
Let's rock.
Boom. Coming at you live and in living color. Actually, I'm even extra late because it took me an extra 10 minutes to get my shit working again. I came down here and turned my computer on and my camera on, and it wasn't working. So I had to do a refresh, a restart, and get everything kind of rebooted. Took another minute, but we're here. We made it. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I know I've had a pretty good weekend. I was up a little bit too late watching movies, of course. Yeah, almost Halloween, my favorite time of the year. So I'm trying to knock out as many. I watch horror movies all year long. What am I saying? Feels special around Halloween. But I appreciate everyone for coming in here. Thank y'all very much. Again, give it a share, give it a like, all the good things. We got some wheels to spin today. We finished one on Feral Friday from all the beautiful people. Particularly Jen, who is fucking incredible. She is all over this new wheel, and if she doesn't win on this new wheel, then the wheel gods are going to smile upon only 4 other fine folks, because Jersey Jen has 8 spots on this new wheel because she's been absolutely incredible helping me out. So I'll get that going. But also we have a wheel that is going to be giving away a t-shirt from publiclybuzz.com. All the beautiful people that came over and helped me out on my new wrestling video within the last week. I've got all of your names on a list for a virtual wheel. So we're going to be doing 2 wheels here this morning. So that's awesome. Pammy also started a brand new wheel for us on Feral Friday. So the new wheel is already rocking if anybody would like to get on there. But yeah, bada bing, bada boom. Almost, this is Halloween week. Next Friday is Halloween. I'm still not exactly sure what I'm doing for Halloween here on Feral Friday, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I'm thinking maybe double feature. I need to maybe get some guests. We're going to see what happens. I'm gonna have to feel it out. I don't know. I've been thinking about dressing up. But the one thing about dressing up for somebody with a red beard such as I is there's not very many things that I can be. You know, there's not. I thought about what's that guy's name? Don Cornelius. I don't even think it's Don. That's another person. Cornelius Christmas. That's what I'm Googling. Yukon Cornelius. Could I be Yukon Cornelius for Christmas? I'm bringing Christmas in immediately. You know what? I want Christmas here so bad. I'm going to be a Christmas character for Halloween. Yukon Cornelius. Look at this. I could probably pull this off, right? Like a little bit of red toboggan. He's got a gun in his holster. You kidding me? I've got a gun. I can put a gun in my fucking holster. He's got a knife ready to go, an axe. I have all of these things. I've actually got a pretty sweet jacket almost like this. Get a backpack, get some boots, toboggan, bada bing, bada boom. Maybe. Could get the mustache going out like that's the question. Oh man, could I put something in this and make this stay like this? Oh shit. Look at my jaws. Could I do this? Is this possible? I don't know. Bring my gun out here on YouTube. They're gonna get mad. They're gonna be like, "What is this guy doing?" I guess maybe I'll leave the gun off. If they made this character today, he would not have a gun. He would not have a gun the way the world is today. Yo, Tina, Brooklyn. Whoa, I need to make a confession. What's going on, Brooklyn? You okay? This is getting serious in here. Semi Sharp. Leia, Daria, we should have book club this week. I know Daria's actually pumped about book club. I love that rules, and she actually became a member here because of book club. So we got 2 more episodes of this book, The Stranger Beside Me. I've got chapters 44 and 45, and then the last 5 chapters in the next following week. As long as I get my shit together this week, we're going to be listening to those together before we pick a brand new book. So we're getting real close. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. BGOG was in here early. Thank you very much. Bassett Page popped through. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice. Amanda, good morning, good morning. I hurt my back somehow sleeping. I don't know exactly how. So I've got a heat warmer on it right now. That's right. I've got a heat warmer on my back. Nothing like turning 39, needing a heat warmer immediately out of bed. You know, that's fine. That's normal. That's totally normal. Boom. Pumped about the book club. That's what I'm talking about. Looking through the chat here just real quick. Nobody thinks no one has any ideas on an outfit, on a who I could be for Halloween. Yukon, no good. All right, let's get in here. Let's go. Yeah, I'll be streaming a little bit later tonight. Also, of course, but we got to get through this first. Let's go. Let's see where the fuck we are here with Charlie. This old cocksucker. I'm about ready to be done with this motherfucker, dude. I'm tired of looking at his fucking dumb face. Make sure you're following the trial channel who I'm watching this with. They're awesome. Let's see here. Oh, let's just see. What's up, Chris? What's up, bro? It's happening slowly. Got to bring them along. Oh, wait. I need to fix this also. Boom. Boom. All right, I think we're past this. If I remember this, I'm going to skip. Actually, going to speed it up anyways. And whoever didn't like that last time, I don't know what to tell you.
Now, you then say it's not done like that. What were you telling your dad was not done like that?
The extortion wasn't done like it was done to me. It's being done to my mom. That's not how it's done.
And you do this twice, but at 50 seconds into the recording, you say
it's happening.
It's
all over. It's all downhill.
I know you don't know the exact words, but what did you whisper into your dad's ear?
I was saying they don't realize.
I whispered, "We shot and killed that motherfucker. Happy birthday, Dad." That's what he said, you piece of shit.
I was extorted the first time. And this is the same thing that's getting done. And the second time I say, this is like the funny thing.
We're going to get to that. Then there is talk about why they didn't go to Wendy. And why did you think they didn't go to Wendy?
There's Brandy. Y'all see Brandy back there? Maybe I'll try to get Brandy in here. Look at her. Right there she is. Maybe I'll try to get Brandy in here for next week. See what she's doing. Maybe you want to do a Halloween night? She's probably actually doing real stuff. What am I talking about?
Did you think they didn't go to
This lady weirdly looks like Donna almost. Like not really, but sort of kind of.
Wendy?
I think they didn't go to Wendy because the police already spoke to her.
And Harvey asks you if Katie agrees with you. Agrees with you about what?
Chris, I haven't even talked to Dan yet, but have you got anything going on next week for Halloween? I'm sure you do, probably, because you have a child. And I know our times are weird, so do you want to come through next week for a movie on actual Halloween? I'm thinking about doing a double feature, but also everything's up in the air, but let me know.
Throughout the video, you're seen repeatedly looking at the guy next to your dad.
Yes.
Why are you looking at him the second time?
I don't know what Simi's talking about, but I'm here for it. Health. Oh, dude, I thought I said health insurance. Health influence. Gummies, beers, boobs, and hogs. That'll set a man right. I'll tell you right now.
What piques your attention next?
Well, the waitress came over, and the first thing he said to her is, "What kind of salads do you have here?" And she even just looked at him, and he's like, "It's a sushi bar. You come here to eat sushi, and it's not a place where you come in. You're like, what kind of salads do you have here?" And then when I looked at him, he looked at me, and then he ordered a salad, and he ordered a California roll. So I was like, this guy really doesn't like sushi, and he's coming into a sushi restaurant at 9 o'clock at night by himself. He seems really odd.
Now,
hey, motherfucker, I eat very plain white people sushi also when I go to a Japanese place. You're going to judge me, you cocksucker? California roll hits. It's a good one. All right, I have actually expanded upon. I really like the eel roll a lot right now. The eel sauce, the eel roll. Oh my god! I don't go into any of like the raw fish stuff, but a California roll, it's just as fucking good. You get a little yum yum sauce, soy sauce either way. Cocksucker. I figured. Gonna be trick or treating, dude. I would like to go trick or treating. You know, I don't want a kid. I don't want to have children. But damn it, I'd like to go and get a little bit of candy maybe for an hour or two. Maybe we should have an adults only hour. Cassie suggested that yesterday, and I kind of like the idea. We're us adults out here that really enjoy Halloween. We got to have a kid. Is that incentive for the nuclear family? You sons of bitches. It's all a fucking conspiracy. I just want some fucking candy.
You then say
Blaming Trump
at some point.
Cocksucker.
And the funny thing is, it's unintelligible after. Do you think you know what you said at that point?
I said this is like deja vu.
You're then eating, and you say to your dad, "I think there's a recorder in the bag." Your
I
dad
think so,
asks,
yeah.
They can do that, and you
Right.
say they can with a
Is
warrant.
Harvey even there?
Why did you?
Harvey
think there
not
was a
show for
recorder in
this
the bag,
week?
and who did you think was sitting next to your dad?
I mean, the way the guy ordered his food, I mean, he clearly doesn't like sushi, and he's sitting in a
Yeah,
sushi
I wanted
restaurant.
Sarah up.
He's sitting there with his bag on a table next to our dinner plate. He's either the rudest guy ever, or could be a police officer, or I could be just completely wrong, and he is just a rude guy.
And so, what happens after, as Ms. Kappelman says, he was made? What happens after you realize that he is a police officer, or someone you have suspicions that he's a police officer?
Yeah, we no longer talk about the extortion.
Why don't you talk about it? What would be the problem with the police knowing about the extortion, the first extortion?
It's the same reason I didn't go to the police the night of July 18th, is that I was worried about my life, my family's life, and I bounced back and forth between should I go, should I not go, and every time I went through the pros
That's
and
right.
cons,
That's right. Steve, aren't we penciled in for the first Friday of November? What are we watching? That's true. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure. Don't we have you, Dan, and Holly Berry? And wasn't... We'll have to talk to Holly. I mean, she has to remember. I don't remember exactly what... If my memory serves correctly, and that's a big if, I think that we have two planned with Holly. Like, I know she was talking about the one, and I can't remember the name of... Go Home? I don't remember the name of it, but... And then I feel like we were going to watch another one, like a horror type vibe. Or a fucked up movie, maybe. I don't know. But yes, first week, immediately, the next week, we should all be good. So
I wasn't going to bring Dan back. The people who did this
We'll
don't care
figure it
about
out.
killing someone in the middle of the day. I mean, there's not a question, especially sitting here and seeing Luis Rivera come in. I know who Sigfredo Garcia is. I don't think these guys would care. I think they would kill him.
Now, after dinner, you leave
Yeah,
the
that's right,
restaurant
the
and you go to
wood.
parking lot, right?
maybe that's what
Yes.
we're watching. Something like
And
that.
you thought you were going to just go to
Let me
your
go with
car.
Holly. I'm excited.
Dad walks you to your car first, and what happens?
We're just talking, and he's asking me a few more
Hey, Bassett Page, thanks for the share. Seeking Justice, thanks for that share, guys. Really appreciate that.
questions, and he asked me about who's Tato. I guess what's the story with him? Did Katie know who Tato is?
And at that point in time, for the first time, did you tell your dad what you had learned in the car with Katie the day before?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not holding anything back from my parents, and I told my dad that Tato's a real person, and he's the head of the Latin Kings of Miami, and he's the one who killed Dan.
When you tell your dad that, how does he react?
He's like, look, you think it's the police, why not, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, let's just go to the police now. Don't you think that's the safest thing to do? And I said, absolutely not. I mean, these people are connected, they know other people out there. I didn't go to the police originally. I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, I said, I think it's the police, so there's nobody's going to get hurt. And he's like,
Getting through this today,
What's wrong?
anyways.
And
Then we'll get into
did
something
this
else
discussion go back and
here.
forth for a while?
Can't have too much left of this, I don't believe. We've already
You're going to get killed.
What did you tell him you would
done with the
continue to do?
state's
I
case.
said, listen, I'm going to talk to Katie. Hopefully she'll come by and see me tomorrow, or I'll talk to her and see if she's reached out to
Can I boost the audio? Yeah, my bad.
these people and to see if it is legitimate extortion or if it's just the police.
So, fuck, what was I about to say? I did boost the audio there for you. What was I about to say? Damn it! I was about to say something. I think I lost it. I'll come back.
Did you again go over with your dad all the reasons why you were sure it wasn't the police?
It's so punchable.
That it was the police.
I'm sorry, that it was the police.
Yeah, at that point I did, but I rehashed everything again.
Let me give you one more.
And at the
AI
end
punched him up.
of
Boom.
leaving the restaurant, what did your dad agree to?
He agreed not to go to the police.
The next day, you speak with your mom, correct? This is April 22nd.
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah. So my favorite shows now, I love Feral Friday. Like that'll always be my true favorite because I mean that's literally what this channel is supposed to be out the gate anyways. Was just me watching movies with my friends and Dan. I love that a lot. But for the true crime world, my new favorite thing to do is Thursday night reaction shows, guys. They have been super fucking fun. They've been very interactive, and the people really seem to be enjoying it. You guys seem to be enjoying it, which is dope. I'm breaking more and more clips out of those streams, and so make sure you go check out the video section for any new videos that I post up that are some wild, wild clips. And I just now posted another one, I think yesterday or the day before, but there's a new one in there of the Shakira flabbergasted scene with my buddy Hines. So go give that some love. If you haven't seen that, first of all, it's a really wild trip.
This is defense exhibit. I'm sorry, John, I'm a little confused. Hold on a second. This call is not in evidence.
I try to get my sound right. That's why my mic's
Let me
far
put
away. Like my sound should be a little bit higher.
Judge, it's labeled Defense Exhibit 100. It's a call between Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson on April 22nd. It's state call 1695.
Am I too loud still?
Move it into evidence.
Any objection from the state?
Hearsay, Your Honor.
Members of the jury, the bailiff is going to escort you to the jury room. I'm going to listen to the call.
Jury, get the hell out of here.
Everyone can be seated.
Let's listen to
The
another
objection
call
as to
that we've
hearsay
already
is
heard.
sustained. You may continue.
I might cut that out.
The Matsuri dinner was on April 21, 2016, correct?
Yes.
The next day, you have a call with your mother. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
During that call with your mother, do you recall asking her whether Dad had told her everything that you told him the night before?
Yeah.
Hearsay, Your Honor.
Answer the question. It's not getting to the substance of. You may continue.
Yes,
so
I asked
fun.
her. My dad told her everything that I talked with him at dinner about.
Not a witch's hat? You are a witch. Simi is a witch, ladies and gentlemen. Witch hat and roller skates. You probably made that yourself. That's an original graphic, I bet. Holy shit. A witch that roller skates.
On that call, what again?
This is
you
Simi's
told
time of
your
the year.
mom, even with what
Simi drives a hearse, y'all.
you had told your dad the night before.
Objection, hearsay.
God, they're fun. They're so fun that I'm thinking about on the next season of Murder Church going back to only Sundays and making Tuesday and Thursday reaction nights. That's how fun it's been.
Well,
But I'm not there yet. We're going to see.
I'm going to allow him to answer the question as long as it's not going to get into an out-of-court statement. You may answer the question.
That it's not done this way. I know for a fact, and I'm 99% sure it is what I thought it was.
What was the basis for you telling your mom that?
I wanted to calm her down and tell her that I'm more sure that it's the police. And the basis was the guy that sat next to us at the restaurant who went to the sushi restaurant and wanted to eat a California roll and was real rude.
Okay, now I want to go to April 23rd. Okay, April 23rd. Judge, may we go sidebar very briefly?
Approach.
Approachal, as my brother Jay would say.
On April 23rd,
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a wheel
you find out
going.
later in the day that a letter has been sent to your parents' home.
The letter was
That your parents received the letter on April 23rd.
it was on Monday. Was that the 23rd?
Wow. 23 seasons. That 20, well, yeah, 23 years, right?
Do you have a letter?
I worked at a haunted house. I worked at a haunted house once, Simi. We have like a local thing that's actually pretty famous, and I'm not even going to name it because it'll immediately give away where I'm at. But we have this one near us, and I worked for the people who own restaurants and shit. I worked for the restaurants for like a decade when I was younger, and they needed extra help at their haunted attraction, someone to take tickets, and I did that for 2 years in a row. I took tickets at this place, and we had people all over the country that would come there. And it was not the best haunted attraction. They really didn't put a lot of work into it. Like, it was okay, I guess, but it wasn't that impressive, at least not to me. And I'm not somebody that ever goes to these things. And I walked around and was pretty Like, oh my God, people are driving here from California for this. But the real events that took place at the location are pretty trippy. But yeah, I worked at a haunted attraction. It was outside. It wasn't an actual home, but in my life, and a famous one.
We'll look at it after I get mine. Will you take my word that the letter was received by your parents on April 23rd?
Sure.
Let's get this wheel rolling.
I think it was Monday the 25th.
Get this wheel rolling.
You're right. Don't take my word. The letter was received on
Jan.
April 25th.
My God.
Now, on April 23rd, did you find out that Catherine Magbanua and Sigfredo Garcia were in a big fight?
This is a Jersey Gin
Yeah,
wheel.
I did that. Actually.
And did you learn that Catherine
Got Ayana on
Magbanua
here.
had
Gabby.
left her?
Yeah, I believe when I called her on the phone, she said she took her shit.
Jay, here we go.
Now, on the 23rd, when you find that out,
I'm putting JJ
Were you
for Jersey
upset?
Gin on this one.
Yeah.
why were you upset?
Well, at this point in time, Katie'd been protecting me in the first extortion. With Katie being with Sigfredo Garcia, that was the best chance I had to try to stop the second extortion or to find out who's behind it. And then it also made me think that the timing of their explosive
Wheel
breakup
ready to go.
and the timing of the guy extorting my mom, and the fact that I had just found out on Wednesday, the 20th, that
Got a
Sigfredo
virtual
was behind what
wheel
happened to me was very suspicious. So it opened the door in my head to thinking, like, what if she's breaking up with
Oh
him?
shit, Chris getting on the new wheel. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me show it off. Boom. $1.99. That's a $2 holler right there, Chris. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, the new wheel was started on Friday by Pammy, so Chris took the number 2 spot. Nice, bro. Appreciate that, man. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, we got a wheel we're going to give away some stickers, some coasters, and some magnets with, first of all. And then I've got another wheel already. Well, no, it's not locked in because I'm literally about to do it right now, but already ready to rock and ready to go for a t-shirt. Morning, there she is. Dude, if you don't win this wheel, Jen, look at this. If you don't win this wheel, you can't even see them all because of my green screen, but there's problems. The JJs are you, and then because I got tired of writing Jersey Jen, you're on here, I believe, 8 times. So this is going to be an interesting one. I'm gonna suspense it a little bit longer. I'm gonna after Charlie's done, we'll do the first wheel here this morning, and then we'll save the t-shirt wheel for a little bit later after that.
Because she found out that he's behind the extortion of my mom, and she doesn't want to tell me, so my mind was going there.
And then 2 days later, the letter arrives at your parents' apartment, right?
Yes, on that Monday.
Okay, so let's talk about that Monday, April 25th. Where were you working that day?
I was actually working in the office in South Beach, just a couple blocks away.
And after work, where did you go?
I went over to my parents' house to stop off.
What happened when you got to your parents' house?
My parents were really shaken up because they got a very threatening letter mailed to them saying that you don't take me serious, and Tato is fucked, and soon you will be fucked too. And it was mailed to their apartment. So now they're saying, who's ever doing this, they know where we live, not just the building. They know the apartment number. Like this, they were scared.
Did your parents think that the letter was more threatening or less threatening than the
Virtual
original?
wheel ready to
communication?
go.
Way more threatening.
And what did you do after you found out about the letter?
After I found out about the letter, I called Katie because I'm thinking, like, this has to be Sigfredo. Like, they're fighting, and he was behind what happened to me. Not that this has to be, but, like, it was real suspicious. I wanted to see what her feelings were. And she was avoiding me. You know, I tried to see Katie on Thursday. I tried to have her come to my office. Just either one of the offices I was working at, she wouldn't come. Tried to have her come on Friday. She wouldn't come. I wanted to see if she wanted to see me Saturday. She was avoiding me. And then it just all was lining up to...
Oh, nice. Amanda popping in. Gifted out a membership. Hell yeah. Miss Woozy picking that thing up. Nice. Well, Miss Woozy, that gets you in the book club. And, you know, lots of members-only content to check out as well in the video section. But let's get Amanda here on the new wheel that we're growing. Amanda Calendar, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Boom. Beers to the chat for Miss Woozy. I'll give you a hell yes in there as well. And a couple of murder churches. And a black Charlie. Just for good measure. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Making me question a lot.
Now, the state put in M. Is that a call that you had with Katie about meeting with her, and this is after the letter arrives?
Yeah, I wanted her to come down to meet me.
Did she agree to meet with you on the evening of the 25th?
Yeah, she drove down to where I was at.
Where did you meet with her?
I met her at my parents' building. I was downstairs.
Did you meet her around the same place that you had met with your mom after the bomb?
Yeah.
What did you do when you met? Did you stay in one spot, or did you go someplace?
No, we just went for a walk along the sidewalk, along the water, and we walked probably a good 30, 40 minutes maybe.
What did you discuss on your walk?
I confronted her and asked her, do you think that this is Sigfredo that's doing this to my mom? And she again said, no, absolutely not. I'm like, but come on, can you tell me? Because you guys are fighting, and I know he was behind now. What happened to me? Is this what you guys are fighting about? Do you not want to tell me? And she was adamant that it wasn't him. And then I said, well, what about Tato? What about Luis Rivera? And she said, it doesn't seem like something he would do. This is not how he would do it. She said, but he is incarcerated, and Sigfredo did bring him on. He's the one who killed Dan. Is maybe one of his people is trying to do an extortion off of something that he thinks was murder for hire, because whoever it is writing this thinks it was murder for hire, which it wasn't. So I opened up that possibility. She said, well, probably not, but she said, it could be, it's probably the police. She still was like, it's the police, but it could be the copycat.
What did she
don't
tell you
even
that she
know.
would do?
She was going to call the number, and I was like, you haven't called yet. And she said, no, she hadn't. So I'm like, can you please call the number and see if you know these people and see if you can get it to stop?
After you did it, how long were you with her this evening on this walk where you're having this discussion?
I mean, it's probably 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back, and we sat for like 10 minutes, so I mean, it was over an hour, for sure, hour and a half.
When she left, did you stay in South Beach?
Yeah. And I also tried to get her to call the number by telling her, like, my parents are going to go to the police. Like, they are going to go if you don't give them some peace of mind and find out that, confirm for me.
By the way, this is April 25th. Is that the last time that you saw Catherine Magbanua in person?
Yes.
Now, after you meet with her that night, do you meet with your parents again?
Yeah, I went over. My parents were actually at my sister's apartment, which was a few blocks away. So when I got done there, I sat for a little while, and then I went over to my sister's apartment.
When you went to your sister's apartment, was she there?
No, she wasn't.
And who did you
Hey,
meet?
Chris, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it,
My
dude.
mom
Have a
came
good day,
downstairs.
man.
My dad stayed up in the apartment because the kids were sleeping.
Why did you meet with your mom alone outside of the apartment? What was your mom and dad afraid of?
I think that what they didn't want was Wendy coming home, and then I started to question what's going on.
What did you tell your mom when you met with her?
I told her that I talked to Katie, and she does not think that it's Sigfredo, and she still thinks it's the police, and that she's going to look into it on the chance that it's a copycat, and it's a second layer of extortion.
Now, April 26th, the government put in Exhibit O, which is a call between Sigfredo Garcia and Catherine Magbanua, and they put in a text message, which is P and Q, which are text messages between them. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And I know you weren't privy to this in real time, but those calls and text messages show that the two of them are fighting still, right?
Yeah.
And as a result of that, strike that, Your Honor. During those calls, what is Catherine Magbanua trying to get Sigfredo Garcia to do?
She wants him to call the number.
Now, the next morning, and this is R, 10:30 a.m., you have a call with your mom. Do you recall that?
Yeah, what date is that?
April 26th now.
Okay.
And you talk about whether she feels better about the things you told her last night. What were the things you told her last night?
I told her that it's the police, and that you're not going to be harmed, you're not in any danger. And my mom was hung up on the fact that the person was ratcheting up their threats, making deliveries to their apartment, telling them that they're going to be fucked if they don't pay up.
And there's some discussion about the letter being written like a girl. You remember that?
The beginning part of it was like a girl. The second part sounded real tough.
And so what did you mean about the beginning part of it being written like a girl?
If this guy's saying that he's a Latin king, I can't imagine a Latin king writing "you don't care" as a phrase. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't mean it's not a copycat, but it doesn't sound like that's who it is, who she thinks it is.
At the end of this call, and this is R again, around 2 minutes in, you say, one, they weren't the same person, without a doubt. Listen, I know. I actually do know how these things are done, and that was the same thing that I said. It is not done like this. Your mom says, yeah, that is what you explained. And you say, no, it is 48 hours. Do you recall that?
Exactly, yes.
When you say they aren't the same person, what are you saying?
I'm saying it's not the same people that extorted me that are extorting you. It's clearly not the same as the first extortion.
And when you say it's 48 hours, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to what happened to me on July 18th when I was told you got 48 hours or we're going to kill you.
We then go to State's Exhibit S, which is later that same day. And you learn that your dad didn't go to work that day.
Yeah.
Why were you upset about that?
Because I knew how this extortion was affecting them. I mean, my dad's probably missed 2 sick days in the last 20 years, and he's afraid he's going to get killed in the parking lot of him walking into his office because he's getting extorted by some Latin King gang member at this point, and he's afraid to go to work. So even though they're telling me they're okay, I know when my dad's not going to work, there's something seriously wrong.
And your mom asks you whether you ever checked the phone number I gave you last night. Again, what is she referring to?
She's saying, did you follow up on this? Is this person really a dangerous person?
Your mom then starts talking about fixing bridges. And you say, Mom, just stop with the fucking nonsense because I really don't want to come down there anymore. What are you frustrated with her about?
I'm frustrated. My mom's trying to talk carefully, and I understand that. But I'm letting her know, like, this is the police. Like, I do not think you're in any danger. This is not the same as the extortion that I dealt with. They're not approaching you the same way I was approached. There's so many things that are different. Like, I keep telling you, like, this is the police. You're not in any danger. And she's fixated. And I understand so. They're older. And someone's sending a letter to the house saying you're going to be fucked if you don't pay up.
Gonna be fucked.
They're scared.
You say 7 minutes and 18 seconds into the call. It's not like, oh, we'll get one of them and the other one will start paying. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What are you referring to?
That's what my mom's theory was, is that they're going to get her, they're going to hurt her, and then someone else, then they'll go to someone else in the family, and then they'll start paying them.
You then say, first of all, they don't give you a number. I mean, everything is so traceable. They also weren't disguised. Again, you say 10 seconds later, this is not how it's done. What are you reiterating over and over and over to your mom?
Is that these people aren't hiding who they are? For 2 years, I was not given a name. I wasn't given phone numbers. These people have traceable devices. They're not hiding. It's not done like this. This is different. And then they kept saying, well, what if you're wrong? And that's what kept me looking into it.
Then we go to T. And by the way, T, just to be clear, S was a call with your mom, and that call is at 4 o'clock p.m. It lasts 15 minutes long. And then T is at 4:33 p.m. of the same day. And this was the first call you had with Katie after you met with her, right?
Yeah.
Again, Katie is talking about a client and property, right?
Yes, she is.
And she asks you for a number. Did you have the number on you?
No.
How were you going to get the number?
I figured I'd just call my mom up and see if she had the phone number and get it for Katie.
And on you, you try to get the number from your mom, right?
Yes, I called her.
And did your mom have the number?
No, she said that she had given it to me.
Everyone okay? Technology. Okay. Let's move on to W. Actually, we'll skip W. Now we go to the next day. The next day, you have a call with Catherine. This is X. You have a call with Catherine Magbanoa at 10:42 in the morning. And to kind of spur your memory so that we don't have to play it again, this is the Drake call.
No.
Do you recall that call?
I recall it.
Okay. And during this call, there's some discussion about helping her out with a vacation. What was that about?
She had asked me, and it's on the wires before the bump. She wanted to go down to the Keys, and there's a place that I would stay at that I have a connection to, and I could get a room really inexpensive. So she had reached out to me whether or not I could call up and get that connection for her. And I said, you know what, I'm going to pay for it for you. So I said, wherever you go, I'm going to take care of it.
What a guy. I bet he doesn't want anything for
We
that.
can go sidebar again.
Very briefly, please approach.
He was her sugar daddy, even when they weren't
Now,
dating.
one of the calls that's in evidence that was not played yesterday is Y, and that's a call to your mom your mom calls you at 12:25 p.m. On the 27th. There's some discussion about Miami Heat tickets. Do you recall that call?
Yes.
Okay. Rather than play the whole call, let me just ask you some questions to see if you remember it.
Sure.
Do you recall offering your parents Miami Heat tickets?
Yeah,
Playoffs.
I knew somebody who wanted to sell their tickets, so I wanted to see if they wanted to go.
And they did not want to go, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to go.
And why didn't they want to go?
They were still really upset about being extorted and the letter that came to the house on Monday. It was the day after my dad took the day off of work and to go to work.
And again, what do you repeatedly tell your parents on this call?
I tell them that it's not done like this. That this is basically, I tell them it's not the same people, and that you have nothing to worry about.
Do you talk to them about the location they live and the timing of when the bump occurred?
Yeah, this is that call.
And what do you recall telling them about the location where they live and the timing of the bump?
What I was saying is that they live in a very small, safe area. For someone to do that in the middle of the day, it makes me think that it's even more the police, because it would be so easy for them to get caught doing something. It's almost like these people don't care about getting caught.
Okay, so let's briefly recap before we go on. The letter comes on the 25th, right?
Yes.
And no one makes any payment.
No.
The bump had happened on the 19th, and a week before, and no one made any payment, right?
No.
What's the next escalation point on April 28th? What happens next? What do the police do next?
The guy that came up to my mom on the street and wrote the letter to the house is now looking for her at work and calling her place of work and calling the office looking for her.
So, and this is, I believe, State Exhibit 107, okay? Now, you're not on this call, right?
No, I think the guy called Erica.
Okay. And what happens after this call?
Is this the one where the undercover calls Erica?
The undercover calls Erica, and does someone call you after the undercover calls Erica?
Yeah, he said to Erica that I gave Mrs. Adelson some reported papers last week, and she knows what this is about. She needs to call me. So then Erica called my mom and told her about this person that called the office, and my mom was scared because now they're tracking her down at work, and she called me up and she was really shaken.
Now, during this period of time, what had Catherine McBanoa been telling you about her calling the number?
She said she called the number, and she called another number, and nobody picked up.
So your mom calls you, and that's Z, correct? That's Z, on April 28th at 9:42 a.m. And why did you tell your mom during that call that it's odd that the guy called the office? What was odd about it?
It was odd that he called the office because Katie had been telling me she's been calling the number. So it's odd that the guy's not picking up, but yet he's making phone calls.
After that call, there are a series of calls where you try to reach Catherine McBanoa, right?
Yes.
Why are you trying to reach her?
Because I just heard that the guy's calling the office, and she said she called and the guy wasn't picking up, or she may have told me it was a non-working number. And I was driving into the office at the time, and I had limited time to try to handle this before I got into the office and became really busy.
Call AA, they played, the state played for the jury. That's a voicemail where you say, hey, it's me, it's important, call me by. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Now, BB is on April 28th at 10:43 in the morning, and she calls you back, correct?
Yes, she called me back.
What does Katie, if you remember, and I can play it for you if you need it, what does Katie first tell you about the phone number when you call her back, when she calls you back?
She says it's a non-working number, and that it's a Gmail number, and it's been called 100 times.
What do you understand her to be saying when she says it's a non-working number?
That like when you call a number, it rings and then you hear like a long beep, and no one's able to pick it up, and it's not an active line.
Later in this call, BB, she then tells you that she's been calling the number and it just rings. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When she tells you that, how do you feel?
I know she's lying to me because it's either going to be non-working or it's ringing. It can't be both. And the guy's calling the office.
And at that point in time, I think Miss Kappelman termed it as things got stressful. You started to get upset with her, right?
Yeah, I know she's lying to me.
And as you're finding out that she's lying to you, what do you start to think?
I start to think that this could be Sigfredo. And that's why she's kind of covering and not wanting to come meet me when I keep asking her to come meet me. I think she found out that it's him and she's just BSing me.
Now, at some point after the argument in the middle of the call, you soften and you say, if someone's messing with you, they're messing with me. Why do you do that?
Because at that point, I wanted her to know that like I'm on your side. I'm not trying to set you up. I'm not turning anybody in. Like I know you're innocent. I had nothing to do with this. I know you had nothing to do with it, but I need your help, and that's why I'm calling her for help.
At the end of the call, what does she tell you?
What's up, Jay? Morning, dude.
What does she tell you to do?
At the end of the call, she says you call for that number. I'm like, fine, I'll call me. I don't know any of these people. I don't think anyone's gonna be afraid of me. But at this point, I don't care. I said, you know what? Let me just call the number when I get to the office. I have a break. I'm gonna call him.
Now, does she tell you like she did with Sigfredo on a later call? Does she tell you make sure you don't call from your cell phone?
No.
Does she tell you like she did with Sigfredo later call, make sure you call from a landline.
No,
And you call from your cell phone, correct?
I did, yes.
Now, before you call from your cell phone, you do *67. Why did you do *67?
In the event that it's a bad guy, I thought it would prevent him from having my cell phone number.
By the way,
Smart guy here.
DD, when you're going back and forth, because
You
there's
didn't know that Charlie Adelson was a double agent, did you? You know what? That's some secret. No one's ever heard of that before. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna *67 this motherfucker. That hides your identity. I'm not sure if anybody's aware of that. Anybody ever heard of that?
you
Pretty
and
proud
her
of myself right now.
trying to get the number and seeing
Like,
if there's
dude.
caller ID. If there's caller ID at the.
I remember hearing about
at the dental
*67
practice.
like when I was a literal
She
child.
says to you, "You want me to call from my fucking phone?" And you say, "I can care less where you call from." And she says, "Exactly. Why do you not care where either of you are calling from?
Because if it's the police, it's fine. I'm worried about if it's not the police.
And
Tired.
why
Eyeball.
do you think that it doesn't matter
Eyeball
where
ain't
she
wanting
calls
to wake
from?"
up. It's
I
like,
don't
nah,
think she's
dude, we're
involved in
going
the
bad.
extortion of me or the murder of Dan Martell.
At 1:51, a minute and 51 seconds into DD, and again, DD is that same morning, April 28th. You say to her, they can listen to whatever conversations they want. You're talking about calling on your phone. Quote, they can listen to whatever conversations they want. Why do you not care about anyone hearing what you're talking about?
Because we weren't involved in a murder. You know, we're trying to figure out who's behind the second extortion and if my family's in any danger. If it's the police, let them listen in. That's fine.
And I want to play FF, and that's the call to the undercover.
God.
Check.
I'm gonna keep it fast. We've already heard this. Oh God, that's awesome.
Hello? Hola, diga. Hello?
Hola.
Diga. Who's this? Who's this? Someone's been calling my family and trying to figure out.
He didn't know if he wanted to keep going. For like a split second, he thought about hanging up. He's like, "Oh, this is kind of scary."
Right? In reference to what, man? Someone by the name of Sammy called?
Yeah, this is a call with
Yeah, that's me, man.
with the FBI
What's going on?
agent.
Well, what's going on is my brother Tato. Okay, my brother Tato has not been taken care of. His family's not been taken care of. I talked to a dentist. Why are you calling me? Who are you? I gave the number to a lady. I don't know Tato. You don't know Tato? I'm sure you know Katie and Tuto. They've been taken care of since the family problem been taken care of up north. I don't know who I was. You don't? Well, this I'm going away, my friend. Because let me tell you something. I was at Broward with Tato, and he told me the whole story. He told me nobody was taking care of him. Nobody was taking care of his family. The family was taking care of Katie and Tuto, and nothing's been taken care of with Tato. So we know. We know what's going on. And Tato needs to be taken care of. Do the right thing. The lady already has the paperwork. She knows what I'm talking about. We know Katie. We know Tuto. We know they've been taken care of. All right, let me look at no more fucking around, man. No more fucking around. This ain't going away. You guys need to do the right thing for Tato.
Yo, Tato needs his
That's my brother,
dough.
man. That's my brother, and he needs to be taken care of. His family needs to be taken care of, just like
We fucked out here, dude.
I've never met these people, but let me call you back, okay? That's bullshit, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know this lady. I don't know your relationship with this lady, but we know what the fuck is going on. This ain't going away. Take care of Tato just like you take care of Katie and Tuto, man.
Now, in hours and hours of The Wire, this is probably the quietest you've ever been. Why?
I was looking to get information from him. I wasn't looking to give him any information about me or anything. He was pretty scary, too. I was talking to him on the phone.
Now, when he starts speaking and he says things like, in reference to, and do the right thing, what did that make you believe?
He sounded educated. He didn't sound like a Latin King gang member.
And after this call, going to GG, you have an 11-minute call with Katie, correct?
I do, yeah.
Now, you're not very good with names, are you?
I'm horrible with names.
So on that 11-minute call, not only do you again get the names Tuto and Tato confused, but now you start calling this undercover, whose name is Simon, right?
Yeah, I changed his name by accident.
Did you do it on purpose to hide anything?
No, I'm just bad with names.
Now, you say to Katie that you told him you don't even know who these
There you
people are,
go. I
and you
need to
don't.
make some soups this week. Actually, I don't know exactly what. only thing I ever really make that's even soup-like is like a chili beans, and it's not exactly. I mean, chili's not really soup, but you know what I'm talking about. I'd like to make some soups this week. I don't know about zucchini though. I'm not a big zucchini fan, but I like vegetable soup.
You know what he's talking about. Why is it important for you to tell Katie that?
Well, because I don't want Katie to think that I'm trying to set her up or set her friends up, and I'm keeping quiet. But at the same time, I'm going to her for help, and I'm letting her know, like, the guy picked up the phone call as soon as I called her.
There's some conversation on this call about her working at the office. Did Katie ever work at your office?
No, never.
So when she brings up on this call working at your office, why do you kind of just say, yeah, you're great working at the office, or whatever you say? Why do you not say, Katie, I don't know what you're talking about. You've never worked at the office.
Yeah, if I would have talked bluntly and said you don't work at the office and what the checks were for and that she was cashing them, she would have known I was setting her up, or setting her friends up.
You say things on the call like, I might have the wrong Katie. It might be another Katie. Why do you tell her that?
Because when I called her back, she got like really quiet, like almost like she sounded like she wasn't trusting me, and almost like she was suspecting me of trying to set her and her friends up, and that's why I really pushed to say, like, oh, I'm not setting you up, and talk to her like that.
What was all that you cared about at this point in time?
I just wanted the extortion to stop.
And when you say you just wanted the extortion to stop, who were you worried about? What were you worried about?
Well, I was worried that my parents were really upset. I was worried that my parents were going to go to the police and catch the second extortion, and then go to the police and end up having to tell them about what happened to me in the first place. And then I was going to have to worry about the original extortion coming after me. And at this point, I know that it involves the head of the Latin Kings and Sigfredo Garcia.
What's a ganucci? Am I saying that correctly? Are Italian dumplings typically made from potato, flour, and egg. They can be served with a variety of sauces. They look pretty fucking good.
I wasn't going to talk to the police.
You talked to her about the guy coming up with details. What details did he come up with on this call?
He knew about payment.
You specifically tell her that he mentioned her name, or a Katie. Why do you tell her that?
Because I'm letting her know this involves you. Like, I need your help. Like, this guy has details that are wrong, but he has details.
And on this call and some others, what do you tell her about your parents?
I tell her that my parents are close to going to the police to try to get her to help me.
Now, does Katie have any idea at this point in time, any idea whatsoever, that your mom had known for 21 months about the original extortion?
No. That's what I've been lying to Katie about, and telling her that my parents have no idea what happened to me, and I just tell them it's a long story and I can't talk about it.
Okay. Exhibit II is already in evidence. On that call, it's a call between Katie and Sigfredo.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Katie is trying...
Gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Is that how you really spell it? There's no Nucci? I feel like it should be Nucci. Ganucci. But it's gnocchi? Y'all hearing this?
Gnocchi.
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 The first one sounds like he's saying three different words. The first one sounds like he's saying gnocchi. And then the next one sounds like he added an N in there. Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Is that correct?
is filling Sigfredo in, correct?
Yeah, I don't know.
And on that call, a minute and 47 seconds into the call, she says to Sigfredo, and like they're very, very close to reporting it already. What is she talking about?
I'm going to keep calling it Ganucci, all right? Ganucci. It rhymes with Coochie.
She's letting him know what I've been telling her is that my parents are going to the police. You can't take these
I'm going to go to the store.
stop.
Do you guys got any of that Ganucci? It's like a potato pasta. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, but it looks like a bean to me.
Or and contact them.
I want to take a couple seconds and dissect this.
Dude, you know what'd be funny? I live in such a, back-ass woods area. They'd be like, Ganucci! Fuck yeah, we got Ganucci. It's right here. It's in the pasta aisle. Somebody's finally buying that Ganucci.
You understand that the state's theory is that Katie, Sigfredo, and Luis Rivera conspired not only with you, but also with your sister and your parents to kill Professor Martel. You understand that, right?
That's the
No
theory.
key.
And you understand
No key.
that here,
No
Katie is telling Sigfredo, I'm worried that they're going to go to the police. She's not telling it to you, she's telling it to Sigfredo Garcia. Is that what's happening here?
That's exactly what's happening.
Now, the state, you've heard it in this trial, says Katie tried to silo people, right?
You know how far my local Asian store is an hour and a half away. We have an Asian store like an hour and a half away from us that we've never been to. But Cassie's always like, I want to go there.
Nonetheless,
I made some. I keep pausing, but whatever. I made like an Asian noodle dish not long ago. It was still banging. It was still good as hell. But there was one ingredient that I could not find locally in any stores, and it was dark soy sauce, dark or black soy. I think it was dark soy sauce, and it's different than regular soy sauce. And I had to substitute, but I'd imagine I'd have to go to the Asian store an hour and a half away.
Katie is telling Sigfredo that the very people that, according to the state, are co-conspirators for are going to go to the police and report what? Does it make any sense?
No, not at all.
About it. I'm going to go to JJ now. And that's the same day at 1:46. About 15 minutes later, Sigfredo Garcia calls Katie back. And during this call, he says he's going to get rid of his phone. And Katie tells him not to call from his phone or from the office. Because he says, what does he say he's going to do?
I think he's going to call the person who's extorting my family.
Now, before this point in time, Katie has told you that he and she, or at least she, has called the number how many times?
She said it's been called 100 times. She said it's non-working, it's a Gmail number.
So it's like, is it more like pasta though? Like, if you know what I mean? Like if I was going to make a vegetable soup, and I wanted it, you could throw some pasta noodles in there, maybe some elbows. Is it like that? I don't forgot the name of it. Noiki. Is it like pasta?
Moving to later in the day, LL. This is a call between you and Katie. The call begins with her again saying that she called the number. Did you find out later through discovery that she never called the number?
Yeah, many years later I found out.
She then says that Sigfredo Garcia left a message. Did you find out in discovery that no message was ever left?
Yeah, they were lying. I found out years later.
There's like a static in this. That's not. It's not the normal fajitas. That's something else because I can hear it.
Now, during this call, by the way, did you know they were lying at the time?
No, I thought she was telling me the truth.
During this call, you say, I don't want anyone to go to jail because you know what? People get mad when they go to jail and they feel like they have somebody to get back at. Do you recall saying that?
Yes, I do.
Why did you tell her that?
I wanted to let her know that I'm not going to the police and I'm not turning anybody in.
On a later call, do you recall saying what you thought the police could do to protect you?
I think I thought the police couldn't protect me.
Okay.
Do you recall saying to Katie, I'll give you a secret. I'll move on, Your Honor. We'll do it tomorrow.
You got a few more minutes. Might as well make use of it while you got it.
I got other stuff to do today.
Go ahead.
There's discussions on some of these calls about meeting Katie. Did you ever meet her?
No, the last time I saw her was that Monday, April 25th.
We're gonna
Now
come
we
back
get
to here. I just want to
OO,
test something.
And that's the same day.
454 is where we're at, and I hear the static, and I'm gonna go back to where I know there wasn't static.
I know you weren't privy to this in real time.
Dude, that's in the
But
video. What the hell are they
those
doing?
calls and text messages show that the two of them are fighting still, right? You don't think it's a real extortion,
Weird.
right?
Yeah,
For the same reasons that we've gone over
What is
over and over
happening?
today, correct?
yes.
Losing my mind.
Your mom says that they're barking up the wrong tree. Why? What did you understand her to mean when she said they're barking up the wrong tree?
But they think it's murder for hire. They don't realize that it was an extortion on our end.
And your mom says 24 minutes and 20 seconds into the call, I just hope they don't go and bother Wendy. And you respond that Wendy was scared from day one. She is just getting over this. What is Wendy just getting over?
The murder of her ex-husband.
But according to the state, Wendy Adelson is a co-conspirator with you in her ex-husband's murder.
The state's wrong. Wrong about a lot of things.
And in fact, you then go on to explain again that Wendy is just getting over the tragedy. This is the second time that you have described Professor Martell's murder as a tragedy, right? On the wire.
Yeah.
The first time was nearly a week before the bump.
It was.
33 minutes and 40 seconds into the call. And this was not played for the jury yesterday. You say they got theories out there. Someone thinks that our family paid for this to be done. What are you saying here?
I'm saying it's the police, and their theory is they think it was a murder for hire, and that's why they're investigating it the way they're doing it, and they're pretending to be gang members who are coming back for more money.
There we go.
Going back
Sammy
to
knows what I'm
Dolce
talking
Vita.
about.
You're aware Dolce Vita is, according to the state, the final straw that led to your arrest, right?
Yeah.
Going back to Dolce Vita, did you say something very similar to this in Dolce Vita?
Yeah.
What did you say in Dolce Vita?
I said that they only know part of the story, or they think they know part of the story. And
What do they think?
they think it was a murder for hire. And
What was it?
It was an extortion.
Going to the next day. PP, which is in evidence but was not published to the jury. I want to play a portion of it.
I got a couple boyfriends. You know,
Yeah.
what's something else?
It's somebody not from the first layer, but probably the second layer.
You say it's somebody not from the first layer, but probably the second layer.
Yeah.
What are you saying here?
I'm saying I think it's a copycat extorter off of the first extorters. So the second is copying the first.
And who did you think that copycat was?
I thought the copycat could have been somebody from Luis Rivera, somebody that he may have known or known what he did, and now they're trying to do an extortion of their own, be a copycat.
And if it isn't a copycat, who still did you think it was most likely at this point in time?
I thought it was most likely the police if it wasn't a copycat.
By the way, 22 minutes into that call, PP, there's reference to a jet ski incident. Do you recall that?
Yes.
What jet ski incident are you talking about?
When I went to pick Katie up to go jet skiing July 1st, and Sigfredo cut in front of me and slammed on his brakes and got out of the car and started threatening me in the street. Then started leaving threatening messages on my dad's phone that night.
Judge, I'm about to move on to the next day. Would you like me to do that?
If you can stop it within 5 minutes, your next line of questioning.
I think it goes a little longer than that.
Very well. Members of the jury, we're going to take our break for the evening at this point. Everyone may be seated. Good morning, members of the jury. We are going to continue with the direct examination of Mr. Adelson. Mr. Rauschbaum, when you're ready, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. On call number UU, which is on May 4th, 2016,
So you're back.
around 11 minutes into the call, it's a call with you and your mom. You ask your mom if everything is okay. And she says she doesn't want to talk on the phone. And you ask her whether you should come down, and you agree to meet the next day. Do you remember that call?
Yeah, I do.
What did you think when that call happened? Did you think that there was another activity?
Yeah, for sure.
And in fact, excuse me, on that morning, your mom had received a text in the early morning which said, "So you don't take me serious. You think I'm playing. You have some puta call me to see if I'm for real. If you think
Now,
what
is
Katie
it
baby
pussy,
daddy
or
did for
is
you
punta a bitch or pussy?
can't come back, you're fucking crazy. I want the number now, or I'm going after the 100K. The 100K that they're threatening to go after is what? Do you know what the 100K is?
The reward for the solving the murder of Dan Markel.
And you see that text. Did you go meet with your parents the next day on May 5th?
Yeah, I went down in the afternoon the next day.
And when you saw that text, did you take it as more threatening or less threatening than the prior activity by law enforcement?
Much more threatening.
And how were your parents when you saw them?
My mom was upset. I mean, she gets a message, a call, a text at 2 o'clock in the morning from some nut who may be a Latin King gang member. And maybe we're wrong, and it's not the police, and it is a Latin King gang member.
Now, at this point in time, though, what was your firm belief?
I was fairly certain it was the police.
So you have this discussion with your parents, and I think it was outside by the pool, right?
Yeah.
Community pool. Okay. And what do you and your parents decide?
Yeah, there's a lot of people
I said
out
it's,
there.
it's more than likely the police, but it still could be some crazy guy who's not afraid. I mean, I'm very afraid of Secretary Garcia, so this person is obviously not afraid of him. So it could be a nut or it could be the police. I said, I want to hear him one more time to confirm that that is the police.
True.
So when I spoke to them, I said, you know what, can you please call this guy up and record the conversation so I can hear him again.
Okay. Now, you leave your parents' house and you go to a friend's business. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I went to my friend Adam's office.
Okay. And at some point in time, while at the business, there is a call, and I believe this is YY. Well, before YY, there's a call where you're talking with Catherine Magbanua, right?
Yes.
And you tell her that you're going to call her from a landline, correct?
Yes.
Now, first of all, why do you tell her you're going to call from a landline?
Because I was just pulling into his parking garage and I was about to lose reception. Get into the elevator and I get bad reception in his office.
When you called her from the landline,
Yep.
did you call her cell phone or did you call another landline?
No, I called her cell phone and I told her I was calling her from a landline because if she didn't recognize the number, she may not pick up. So I was telling her I'm going to call you back in a minute. I'm going to call you from the office.
Did you tell her, I want to call you from a landline to another number?
No, I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just wanted to have good cell service.
Did you do star 67?
No. I just didn't want her to see the number and not pick up because she won't recognize it.
Now,
Damn, Brooklyn.
on May 6th, after some calls back and forth, your mom reaches the undercover, correct?
Yes, she does.
And we've heard that call with your mom, but what does she tell the undercover to do?
She says to him, go to the police and go get your reward. Call the police. If you know what happened, go tell them what happened and collect the reward.
Now, you and your mom had known what had happened to some degree for 20 some odd months.
I found out a lot in 2016 before I went into the restaurant, but yeah, we knew a lot more than the police did.
Why didn't you go to the police and collect your reward?
I would have been killed. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't come after my family.
Now, after your mom speaks to the undercover, she speaks with you, right? And that's State Exhibit CCC.
Yes.
And she says that she used a handpiece. You remember that?
Yeah, true.
What is the handpiece that she's referring to?
I assumed it was her cell phone, but I didn't know if it was her cell phone or if she recorded it with an old-fashioned tape recorder or how she did it.
And she says that there's a new app she loaded. What did you understand that to mean?
I guess you loaded an app on your telephone that allows you to record a conversation.
And she said, you asked her how long was the call, something to that effect, and she says that it was 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was significant to you. Why was it significant to you that the call was 8 minutes?
Because it meant the guy who was threatening wanted to talk for a while. And I mean, when someone's extorting you, they want something, they're straight to the point. They tell you what they want and what they're going to do to you if you don't pay. And the 8-minute call, again, wasn't the way it was done to me.
Now, during this call, there's words like patient used by your mom, models, dental models. Why is she talking the way she's talking?
I lectured my mom on being really careful about what you say, and I don't want to talk about anything involving the extortion or anything that happened. So she went overboard with some things. I mean, she could have been more blunt, but I mean, this was just her overall just being super careful.
Is your mom scared?
Extremely scared.
The next day, May 7th, do you meet with your parents?
Yes, they came to my house.
And what did you do with your parents when you met with them?
I went outside and my mom played the recording of the supposed Latin King gang member that was trying to extort my family for money.
And after you heard the recording, what did you think and how did you feel?
Oh, I felt so much better. I mean, I wasn't happy that the police thought that we did a murder, but I was very happy to know that it wasn't the Latin Kings that were extorting my family again, and that nobody was going to get hurt, nobody was going to get killed. So I felt very relieved.
Okay,
Now,
sure.
DDD, which is a call on May 7th in the evening, is a call where you're talking about a CD and dropping the mic, and there's a lot of background noise in the back. First of all, where are you when this call is happening?
Okay, it was a Saturday. It was the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show, and I was on a small boat with my friends, and they were blasting the radio, and I was drinking, and that's when I made the call or picked up the call.
And why are you talking the way you're talking on the boat? How many people are on that boat?
There was like 6 or 7 people standing around me, and I wasn't about to let anybody know what was going on in my life.
And again, why are you relieved?
I'm relieved that it's the police. Nobody's going to get killed. My mom's, for 2 weeks was afraid that someone was going to hurt her, and then someone else in the family was going to pay. My dad wasn't going to work. He thought he was going to get killed in the parking lot. And then after hearing that call, that's not a worry of mine anymore.
Do you remember when you found out that Sigfredo Garcia was arrested?
Yes, I do.
How did you find that out?
I I got a text message. Either a text. It was a text message I got.
And did you think that you were about to get arrested as well?
Did I fear I was going to get arrested?
Yes.
I didn't think I should get arrested, but I know that this was definitely the police that were doing this investigation. I know why they were doing it, is they thought that we were part of this murder.
Did you ever reach out to Catherine Magbanua after the arrest?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because my friend, who's a close friend of mine, an attorney, called me up on the phone, and he said, "You cannot." He said, "Do not call Katie, and do not talk to anybody about this case or what's going on." And Katie never called me either.
With regards to Catherine Magbanua, when the arrest occurred of Catherine Magbanua, did you still think that she was not guilty?
Yes.
When did that opinion change, and when did you realize that she was actually the person behind the extortion?
It wasn't until 2019 when she went to trial, and she said that she never knew who Dan Markel was. She didn't say anything about what really happened. I found out then that she was cheating on me with Sigfredo Garcia, and she was sleeping with him at the same time she was with me. She was lying about that. And then I saw her bank account, and then I was like, this girl's not broke. Like, I was getting played, and I saw the money that was piling into her bank account.
And did all the pieces then start to come together for you?
Yeah. I realized what happened.
Now, we've heard some testimony that after the bump and after the arrest, your personality changed. Is that testimony true?
Yes, it is.
Why did your personality change?
The police thought that I was part of a murder. They're releasing a probable cause affidavit saying that they want to arrest me for murder. I didn't have anything to do with the murder. I knew that there wouldn't be evidence to show I had anything to do with the murder. But, it's scary as hell to think that you're one signature away from losing your life.
Now, we've also heard some testimony that throughout the years, you would get upset when you would see or hear the news about this case.
Yes, very.
Why would you get upset?
Because they don't have any idea what really went wrong. And I couldn't say anything to anybody.
Charlie, I'm going to ask you again. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Professor Dan Markel?
Absolutely not.
Were you a principal in his first-degree murder?
Absolutely not.
Did you conspire in any way to murder him?
Absolutely not.
Did you solicit anyone to murder him?
Never.
One moment, Your Honor.
I believe him. You know what? He just won me over. Ladies and gentlemen, leave my man alone.
Cross-examination.
Oh, shit. Here we go. I think that should be next. Oh, thank God it's next. Boom. 2 hours with our Lady Georgia.
Mr. Adelson, is it doctor?
It is, yes.
All right, doctor. Have you ever heard the saying that the simplest explanation is always the most likely? Have you heard that?
I've heard that there before, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Was your explanation to the jury over the last little over a day
Let's go.
the simplest explanation?
It was the truth.
You have a thorough explanation. Would you agree with that?
I told you.
Boom. Oh, I got to start a wheel also. And we just got a little bit more loot in the pocket. Austin Reigns passing the bowl, the plate, the good vibes. Boom. Thank you for the pasta. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, let me get you on the wheel first of all. The brand new wheel that we're rocking and rolling. Thank you very much, Austin. Let me see here. This new one's coming along nicely. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, new wheel. We got 2 wheels to spin this morning. One is for a shirt, and this one right here is going to be for the Hell Yeah stickers. Or, excuse me, the Hell Yeah magnets. The Publicly Buzzed coasters. And a Publicly Buzzed sticker. I think I'm out of the Murder Church magnets, so that's where we're at right now. All right. Nose itching. All right, let me turn the green screen off also. So we can see what's going on. All right, hopefully this will. If Jersey Jen's going to win this, look at this. She went crazy. Jersey Jen. I just started putting JJ's. Jersey Jen was almost undoubtedly going to win that. She had 8 chances on that wheel out of 12. And bada bing, bada boom. Jersey Jen picking up the victory, and congratulations. Now, the next wheel is going to be for a t-shirt. The person can pick whatever t-shirt they want from publiclybuzz.com. I've got a lot of really cool shirts on there. I've got one for the Halloween season this year. Every Halloween I make a new shirt. There's one for this year. And last year's is still up there as well, just because I liked it and it became a regular shirt. But, yeah, you can pick anything you want, though. A lot of cool shirts. Boom. Jen. Good going. Hell yeah. So yeah, that will's already, it's a virtual will and ready to rock and roll already. It's more than 12 names, I believe. And yeah, it's from all the folks that came through on the Wrestle Plunge channel, helped me out tremendously on the new video. Anybody that ever does that, I always talk about it, I always hype it up, I always post links. That's how you get on a will where you can win a free t-shirt. And hopefully you'll help me out in the future with that. Now tonight, as soon as this ends, I'm going to be sending you to tonight's live stream, 6 Eastern, a stream on my second channel, Wrestle Plunge. And we're going to be watching some wrestling from May 1990 out of North Carolina, out of Charlotte. So fun times ahead for sure. Thanks everyone for coming in. Of course, this week coming up, Tuesday, more Murder Church, per usual, 8 Eastern. Thursday, the most popular new show in true crime. I'm just saying stuff now. The reaction show. I have a really good time reacting to body cam videos. And then Friday night, I'm going to try to put something cool together for a Halloween shindig. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing just yet, but I'm thinking double feature, and I'm thinking some guests. But I'd like to dress up, and I just don't know if that's going to happen yet or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Either way, we'll be hanging out. That's for sure. But thanks. Congratulations, Jen. Picking up a victory. Oh my God, Jay said rigged. Jay was on that one. Jay was on that one actually. Boom.
What happened?
Do you agree that the only problem with having an explanation for everything is that there's just so many explanations?
There's no explanation. I explained what happened.
I want to go through some of that. You claim that you were extorted on July 18, 2014 by Catherine Magbanua and also in the background some Latin Kings, probably Garcia and Rivera, right? Is that accurate?
No, I wasn't extorted by Catherine Magbanua.
You weren't?
That's not what I believed in 2014.
Okay, I'm sorry. I understood you to say you believe that today.
Today I did, yes.
All right, so who extorted you?
I believe that it was Catherine Magbanua's friend that she ran her mouth to.
Okay.
And
And
that's 2014.
Right, but as you sit here today, you think it's Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera. Is that accurate?
No, that's not accurate.
Okay. Who extorted you?
As I sit here today, I believe that it was Catherine Magbanua, and I believe Sigfredo Garcia, but I don't know for sure. I was never there when she was ever talking to him, so I don't know if he was in on it with her or not.
All right. At the time, though, you did not think she was guilty. You got that right. The time of the
In
extortion.
2014?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And then so exactly when you found out would be, I think you said, her trial.
That I suspected that she was not telling me the truth and she was a part of it was in 2019.
Her trial.
Yes.
All right. And so she was arrested in 2016, right?
Boom. Yes. Jersey Jen gifting out this win to aspiring court reporter. And congratulations, Sarah. Nice. Dude, Jen's the nicest, bro. She comes through here. She's always giving. And then when she wins, she'll freaking hook somebody up. So bada bing, bada boom. Sarah, yeah, just get with me. That's for all the goodies. So get with me through email, publiclybuzz@gmail.com. Send me your address. I think that's all I need. Yeah, I think that's all I need. And I can send you some cool stuff. Making sure I got you in here so I don't forget. But remember, we still have another will. And Jay, you have another chance. You're on the next will. And the next will is a virtual will. So, just saying. Yeah, get with me, publiclybuzz@gmail.com. Again, I think I just need an Addy. I think if I have a place to send your loot to, you'll be good. And I'll get you some cool stuff.
All right. So for 3 years, she was in the Leon County Jail awaiting trial, yes?
She was there.
And you believed she was innocent.
Yes.
And you had this whole explanation to assist with exonerating her, right?
I have the truth of what happened, yes.
But you didn't offer the truth of what happened, did you?
Nobody came to me. I thought the truth would come out.
Does someone have to come to you?
I was told not to talk to Katie and not to talk to anybody about this case by counsel.
Okay. So you strike that. On day one, which is July 18, 2014, she is the only one that physically contacted you to conduct this extortion. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are.
So you never actually had any contact with any Latin King?
No.
No phone calls?
No phone
No
call?
texts?
No.
No letters?
Well, in 2016, you're talking about 14, right?
I'm talking about the
Georgia
first
was
layer of the
hot.
extortion. Did you have any contact with the thugs that were getting your money for 2 years?
No.
She's laying down
anybody
the
put a gun to
law.
your head?
She's getting justice, right? Am I wrong? Hot as hell out here.
I was told that I'd be killed in 48 hours if I didn't pay up.
I heard you say that, but my question is, did anyone put a gun to your head?
You're asking me, did anyone pull a gun on me?
That's
Is
what I
that your
asked you.
question? No, nobody pulled a firearm on me.
Right, so when Catherine Magbanua came to you on July 18th and said, open the safe and give me all your money, she was not armed.
She was not carrying a gun that day, no.
Were you armed at that time? Did you have a weapon in your home?
I had weapons in my safe, yes.
Were you led to believe or told that the bad guys are outside, right outside your apartment or your residence?
No, but I was led to believe what they did to Dan, they were going to do to me.
I heard you say that, but my question is, did she say, like, the car's running, I'm going to take the money out there to him right now?
No, she never told me that they were waiting for me outside my house.
In fact, she stayed the night with you, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
And didn't exit your house with your $138,000 until the next day, right?
Correct.
And the money, the $138,000, was that stapled into $1,000 increments?
Each packet was $1,000, and they had a staple in it.
And stapling money's a little unusual. Would you agree with that?
For me, it wasn't unusual. That's what I did.
Right,
like,
but
that's all I
nobody
do.
else does it. That's why I'm suggesting it's unusual.
I've never questioned people into how they keep their money, whether they keep it in a staple or a paper clip or an envelope. I just know what I did.
Would you agree, doctor, that it's a compelling piece of evidence that the killers were paid in stapled money and came up with that information in this case?
It's not compelling. The people who extorted me and got my money got it from my house, and it was stapled at my house.
They had to have gotten it from you, right? Because it was stapled.
If they got it from Katie, they got it from me.
So it had to be some kind of, I paid, but I did it under duress, based on that piece of evidence, right? That had to be built into your defense.
I was extorted, and I paid the money.
All right, so Katie comes in and she's in a panic and she tells you what's happened. And I need all the money in your safe right now. Do you suspect that maybe she's working with the police at that point? Maybe she's trying to set you up?
No, she didn't say I need all the money in your safe. That's not what she said.
Did she take all the money in your safe?
I cleaned out all the money in my safe and handed it to her
Right. Why did you do that?
because I was being extorted for $30 million.
But why didn't you? The bump was only $5,000, and you immediately became suspicious and questioning, and had all these conversations and deliberations about what to do about it for days. And when Katie comes to you, you just open the safe and give her the money, right?
That's what I did, and there's a big difference between the two.
Okay. Well, the way that it was done to you, is that the way it's done?
You have to be more specific.
Well, on the wire, you say repeatedly, that's not the way it's done. You knew that the undercover agent was law enforcement, or at least strongly suspected, because that's not the way it's done. And my question to you is, since you're an expert on extortion, because you've been extorted before, and that's how you knew that's not the way it's done, is this the way it's done? Do extortionists send a girlfriend of their victim to collect their extortion money? Is that the way it's done, doctor?
I'm telling you what happened to me, and I was told that if I didn't pay in 48 hours, I would be killed. The person that came and extorted my mom, it was not the same approach as what happened to me.
Is that the only way? That's the only way it's done? They send the girlfriend?
It's the only time I've ever been extorted like that.
Okay. And did you hear any of the negotiate? So they come in and they say, strike. They come in and they say, we need $1/3
You need to pay $1/3 of $1
We
million.
need to pay $1/3 Why not $1 million?
Because when I had told to Katie that the $1 million offer for Dan Markel, I said I was going to pay $1/3 of $1 million. And when she asked me, do you have that much money? And I said, yeah, I could pay it in cash. So she took it as I had cash, and she knew I had a ton of cash in my safe. So she thought I had the cash. I didn't have all that cash. So that's where I'm assuming they got the $1/3 of $1 million from.
But the
idea.
offer that she bragged about was a $1 million offer, isn't that right? That she ran her mouth about.
I was never there when she spoke to her friend.
Okay, was it a $1 million offer?
The offer was that $1 million was going to be paid, and I was going to pay $1/3 of $1 million.
And weren't you going to cover Wendy's third as well?
No, not at all. I was going to cover my third.
Didn't your lawyer say in an opening statement that you were going to cover the whole thing for Wendy's third?
No, I was sitting here. I heard what he said. Charlie was going to pay $1/3 of $1 million.
All right. And so the offer was a $1 million offer, and that's what you told Katie, along with the fact that you were going to cover the third.
I was telling her that I was going to pay $1/3 of $1 million, yeah. And then one day, if my sister was able to, she was going to pay me back.
And then you didn't have the amount of money that was being demanded at the time, right?
No, I only had what I had.
All right. And at that point, the blackmailer, Catherine Magbanua, negotiates some type of layaway plan for you to complete the extortion with the Latin Kings.
But Katie wasn't the blackmailer, and Katie wasn't the one who was extorting me.
Didn't you just tell this jury that Katie was the blackmailer? You realized it in 2019.
I had thought that when you were just talking, you were talking about 2014. You were talking about that night, so that's not happening in
God.
2014.
Okay.
Is he getting messed up?
We all know now, because you have revealed the puzzle piece. She's a blackmailer.
The puzzle piece. Puzzle piece is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. She just came full circle on her ass, y'all.
Can we agree on that?
I believe, sitting here in 2023,
Yes.
that she was in on the extortion for
Yes.
sure.
So is it okay if I refer to her as a blackmailer?
I think there's a difference between blackmail and extortion, but yeah,
Okay.
it's sitting here today, we can.
We'll refer to her as an extortionist. So this woman, the extortionist, is going to do you a solid by negotiating with the Latin Kings for you to get on a payment plan for the extortion. Isn't that what happened?
What you're doing is you're taking what we know in 2003 and trying to say, this is what I knew in 2014.
Did she put you on a payment plan?
Yes, she said, because I didn't have the money, she said, ask me if I could pay $3,000 a month in 2014, and I said, yes, I can.
Did you hear any of the conversation where she was making these negotiations on your behalf?
No, when she said, I'm going to go check with my friend, and if that's okay with him, she took her purse, took her keys, took her cell phone, she walked out of my front door, closed the door behind her, and I sat in my living room.
Yeah, for anybody that may not know, we got the Charlie puzzle piece, We've got Prison Charlie, where he's gotten his ass beat. He's wearing a do-rag, and because he's somebody's bitch. And then we got Devil Donna, all specific for this trial.
Came back about 5 minutes later.
You didn't want to talk to the guy yourself?
No, I didn't even think about it. But she went outside to call him.
Yeah.
All right. And then the
I
two
can
of
change
you
it back.
took a Xanax and went to sleep.
Well, I took a
There we go.
Xanax.
Should be
I
at
don't know
normal
if she
speed
took
now.
one out of the bottle, but I definitely did.
And the next
You
morning,
know.
she left with your money, right?
Just normal
She
stuff.
left about 8:30 the next morning.
That's July 19th, 2014.
Correct.
Yeah, there should
Let's
be a
talk
show.
about what you did that day. You did not report this to the police
Weird.
because you were in fear, correct?
Absolutely.
And you didn't report this to Wendy, even though, according to you, her life was in danger too, correct?
Potentially, but I planned on paying the extortion every month.
All right. But you did go to the gym that morning, right? Can
I-
we show that text, please? Were you able to go to the gym the next
I
morning?
absolutely didn't leave the house. I worked it out at Nova Southeastern Gym, and you can check the gym records. I was never there.
Okay. Did you say you were going to the gym?
I said I was, yeah.
But you didn't actually go.
No, I didn't leave the house.
All right. So, would you agree, Doctor, and we'll refresh your memory with them if we can, that the text messages that were exchanged between yourself and Catherine McVanoa on the morning after this exchange of money were inconsistent with your extortion theory?
They were inconsistent with how I was feeling.
They don't appear to look like you just gave her $138,000 under duress, do they?
She told me the last thing she said to me before she left the house is, "Can we just pretend like this never even happened?" So when I sent her that message, I was trying to show her, like, I'm trying to forget all about it.
Yeah, you were just demonstrating to her that you would agree to pretend nothing happened, right?
Absolutely, that's what she asked me to do, and that's what I tried to do.
So the text messages aren't what they appear to be. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to the pool. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the gym. None of that is what it appears to be. It's something else.
I absolutely did not go to the gym. I was trying to show her that I was, pretending like nothing ever happened and looking past it.
And there's
Yeah, it
nothing
wasn't.
on the wire. All those hours of you talking. There's nothing
Let's take this off here.
on the wire about the extortion, this layer 1 of extortion, because she told you not to talk about it, right?
She told me to never talk about anything to anyone or her. She never wanted to hear about it again.
And yesterday, in your testimony between you and your
What's up,
attorney,
life artist?
you mentioned the word extortion 123 times. Would you take my word for that?
I'm sure it came up a lot.
Nose itching.
But nowhere, even in the midst
Lord.
of this whole second extortion, it's happening again. It's an extension of the same thing. Do you mention anything about this layer 1 of the extortion? Do you?
Yes, actually I did.
Okay.
If you pull up the video from Matsuri when I was sitting with my dad and I said, and the funny thing is, that's what I whispered in his ear.
Right, but we can't hear that.
Right, that's my point. I never wanted anybody to hear what had happened. I never wanted the police to come talk to me. But if you put up that video, you'll actually see me saying that it's my dad's ear, and that's why I went in and
But we can't hear you saying that. That's hilarious. He's like, boom. He's playing fucking 3D. He's playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers. I'm not sure if we're aware of that.
said it. And that's what we were talking about at the time. So
At
Yo,
Matt
Shelley,
Surrey,
morning.
The only time you mention the extortion, it's in a whisper that is not picked up by the microphones, right?
intentionally, yes.
Yes. And that was intentional at the time, but it sucks for your defense, right? Because that would be a huge piece of evidence for you to show this jury, wouldn't it?
No, I think you'd come up with a reason why that I said it anyway.
And there's nobody to corroborate this testimony.
There is.
Okay. And the Matsuri, you talked about it again out in the parking lot, right? Wasn't that your testimony?
Yes, we spoke in the parking lot.
Okay, so you did talk about the extortion,
That's
Just didn't do it in a way that it was captured on any of the recordings in this case.
well, we spoke when we had privacy.
Well, you had privacy on the phone, right?
When?
At least you thought you had privacy on the phone. Every time when you were talking on the phone for
No,
hundreds of hours on this
no.
wire.
There's always a chance that I was being listened to.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, there was a chance you were being listened to when you whispered in Dad's ear, right? But you said it. And you were talking about it.
I whispered real quietly into his ear, so I thought I had privacy.
This
at
is
that point, I thought I had
hilarious.
privacy.
This back and forth
And
is crazy.
Catherine McVanoa and you discussed this
He
first
re-
layer of extortion.
He's doing terrible.
In the car
This is
outside
crazy.
of Dolce Vita too, right?
Dude, you see Brandy? Dude, she's like looking at the jurors. Look at her. Am I crazy? She's like getting a kick
Layer
out
of
of the jurors.
extortion. In the car outside
They're probably
of
not
Dolce
buying
Vita
this
too,
shit
right?
either.
That's when I found out everything that was going on, and she opened up. And I
But
confronted
if
her.
this jury could hear that
I see
conversation-
Joel and I think it's Joel, Surviving the Survivor guy. Joel and Brandy in the gallery back here makes me wish that it was all true crime people. Like every person in the gallery is just some kind of like head from true crime. That would be hilarious.
we would all be
What the hell's happening?
hearing basically what you're telling us, that there was an extortion effort that predated the undercover operation. Wouldn't
Right.
we?
Because I was trying to see if Sigfredo was behind the extortion of my mom, because I knew he was behind. I always had a feeling he was behind what happened to me, and she was having this explosive fight with him, and it was going on the same exact time that my mom started getting extorted. So I thought that he was going after my mom.
Don't you wish that that conversation in the car had been recorded?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it prove your theory
Yeah.
that you're talking about, the
If I
prior
think about it.
extortion?
Then you'd know exactly what happened back then.
But unfortunately, it wasn't recorded, and then everything that was recorded inside the restaurant, you don't mention it, right?
I'm speaking very carefully. I mean, I was still, even when I was in the car with Katie, she was doing most of the talking. That was the first time she really opened up, and I think I caught her off guard. I was still, even when I spoke to her in the car, I was real careful. I said, was T behind what happened to me? Like, I wouldn't even say the words to her when I was in the car.
Okay, was T behind what happened to me? Do you say anything anywhere in the wire about referencing what happened to me? Meaning, what happened to me before?
No, because that was the only time I ever confronted her. But I did actually when I would be on the wire with my mom, and I would say it's not the same person. Like that was in reference to what happened to me, and she
What
knew
call
that.
do you say it's not the same person?
Okay, you want to know what call? It was
Yeah.
Tuesday.
You want to know?
26th.
You want to know?
And I said it's at the end of the call. It was a 2-minute and something call.
April 26th?
April 26, 2016. It was a 2-minute and something call. It was towards the very end. And I go, I know it's not done like this. It's 48 hours, just enough time. It's not the same person. So you can look it up.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
It's not the same person you were referencing as the person that blackmailed me years ago. And has been blackmailing you for years.
Yeah,
That's what you meant.
It's not the same person that's extorting me, correct?
All right. So I want to go back to Wendy. Wendy is in the process of relocating from Tallahassee to South Florida, basically the day that this is going on, day after the money drop. Right?
They're packing up the car. They're coming back. Yeah.
So she's going to be moving significantly closer to the killers that had threatened her life.
This what I don't. She wasn't planning it wasn't a permanent move or anything that was planned. I think she took a suitcase with her.
But she's your family member, yes. She's much closer to the one they've already killed than you, right?
Say it again.
She's much closer. She's got much deeper connections to the person they've already killed. That's Dan Markel, than you do.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason to fear for her safety because these killers have come, they've just killed Dan, and now they're saying they're going to kill another one. It could be Wendy, right?
She has no idea what's going on.
Exactly. But you let her move from Tallahassee to Miami where you knew the killers were located. That's my point. Do you agree with that?
The killers were able to find Dan Markel in Tallahassee. They have a car.
They were, but would you rather live in Tallahassee or in Miami if the killers are in Miami?
I think if these people want to find you, they'll find you. I mean, I don't think. I mean, looking at Luis Rivera, I don't think a distance would stop him.
Okay. Where did Wendy and the boys live when she first moved to South Florida?
When she first moved to South Florida, she moved in with my parents into a small apartment. They actually had to get another apartment because that one was too small.
With your parents?
She moved in with them, yeah.
And I want to talk about the cameras. You bought cameras for the Adelson Institute and your home at Whale Harbor, right?
Yes.
The camera system? Yeah. All right. And what about Wendy's? I guess she didn't have a place. So, like, wherever she was staying with your parents, were cameras installed there as well at that same time frame that you installed these cameras?
No, I never told her what happened, but they lived in a very secure building.
Isn't it true, Doctor, that you'd been planning to install those cameras for some time before the murder?
I actually already had cameras at my house that I had installed in 2008. The technology from 2008 to 2014 had changed a lot when it came to cameras.
I think you mentioned that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think you mentioned all that on direct. I'm referring to this particular update that was done post-homicide. You were in communication with this camera guy, and I think your lawyer mentioned this. You had 84 text messages with him dating back to January 20th of 2014 in regards to the update that occurred post-murder. Do you agree with that?
I know. There was always talk that we were going to get cameras in the office, and we just never got around to it. When this happened, that week, within probably 3 days, I called the camera guy up and I said, I want to get cameras in my house and my new cameras for my house, and I want to get cameras in my office. How soon can you come out and do it? And then he came out, I'd say 4 or 5 days after that, bought the equipment and installed it that week.
Did you hire a private investigator to help you with this whole problem you were having?
With the extortion?
Yes.
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Did you get a bodyguard?
No, I carried a gun on me, and I always sleep with a gun next to me in bed, and I carried a gun on my person and had a gun in my car at all times.
Do you recall a statement you made on the Dolce Vita recording that said you were going to start carrying a gun?
Yeah, because for a long time, after this happened, I was carrying a gun, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't always like carrying a gun, so I hadn't carried a gun in a while, and I was going to start carrying one again.
But you did say in 2016, I'm going to start carrying one.
Yeah, I carried probably for about 4 to 6 months after this happened, and I wear scrubs, so the gun that I had can kind of stick out, and it's uncomfortable. I prefer not to carry a gun.
So you quit carrying it, but during the time you were still paying the extortion money?
Yes.
All right, and the extortion money that you were paying, $3,000 a month, that wasn't going towards the principal of whatever was left on the $333,000, right? Didn't you testify to that?
Correct.
All right, so you never came up with the remaining bulk of the money that you owed?
Never.
And nobody ever came after you for that?
No, they said you could pay it all off and it'll be done, or just pay $3,000 a month. So I thought about paying the full amount.
All right, then a couple weeks later, after the initial extortion, you and Catherine Magbanua broke up, according to your direct. Do I have that right?
That's not correct.
When did you break up?
Within a week. I met her, we went out to dinner, we went out to eat, and I just said, this has got to end.
All right, so you broke up with her.
Yes.
Weren't you scared that if you broke up with her that she would sick the Latin Kings on you?
No, because I had every intention of paying every month. When I broke up with her and I said, listen, I don't want to surround myself with this, I'm scared. She said that she was going to come every month and pick up the money and protect me. And she understood. I mean, our relationship was on the rocks.
But you testified that all the gifts and stuff that you gave her were to keep her happy, right?
Yeah, when I realized that she's the one who's protecting me and she wasn't a part of this extortion, I had no problem keeping her happy, and I looked for things to do, nice things to do for her, because she was broke.
but not worried about pissing her off by breaking up with her.
Well, our relationship was definitely on the rocks. After July 1st, when Sigfredo cut me off and threatened me and called my dad, and then she knew I didn't even invite her to my dad's birthday party, which was a family gathering with family friends on July 5th. She knew we were going to be done.
After you broke up with Catherine Magbanua a week after the murder, did you continue to talk to her?
We still communicated for sure.
Talk on the phone?
And texted, yeah.
And meet up?
No, the only time I would see her was I saw her again the end of August. She came and picked up the money, and that's when she asked me if I could put her on the books because none of this money was going to her and she needed to get health insurance for her kids. So I said, yeah, I'll do it and help you out.
And did you continue to hook up with her after the breakup? And by that I mean, have sex with her.
There was one occasion. There was one time that we hooked up.
The whole having
was
sex
that?
thing.
I want to say it was probably about 5 months after we broke it up.
Okay, well there was one other occasion before that in October of 2014. Do you recall that? October 9th of 2014?
That's probably the occasion I'm talking about. It's July, when we count the months, July, August, September, October. So 4 months.
Okay, and then there's
10
another
years.
one on October 15th. You remember that one?
No, I think we did hook up about one time.
Okay, well one time on October 9th and one time on October 15th.
I thought it was one time. If it was 2 times, it's been.
Could it have been 2 times?
But no more.
Okay. And on August 25th, 14, that would have been after the breakup, right?
Yeah.
You text her, and then she replies, I don't need help, I'm good. Don't need favors, nor will I trust anyone again. Erase my number, please. Go on with your life like you did already and have been doing. Sorry we spoke today. I don't want to stress your life more. Don't do anything for me. Do you remember receiving that text from Catherine Magbanua?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
And that's a pretty weird text to get from the extortionist. You're meeting her to give her money. Why is she saying erase my number?
She's not the extortionist.
On
In
9/11
in 2014, I didn't think she was the extortionist.
Right, but it's been revealed that she was.
In 2019, so you're taking what was known in 2019, and you're trying to say I knew what I knew.
Look
I'm
at
not
her.
trying to say you knew. I'm trying to say she knew. She knew she was the extortionist.
Charlie's trying to confuse the jurors now.
Why is she telling you to erase her number and leave her alone?
Because I broke up with her.
Exactly. On 9/11 of 14, she sends you #bestie for life. Do you
Murder
remember
boob.
It sounds familiar.
that? So
Well,
did
that's what he
you
said.
all have some kind of reconciliation after the breakup?
No, I was probably doing a favor and making her happy with something.
On
Probably borrowed some
10/6
money.
of 2014, I love you. It makes me feel good that you care about me. I'm lucky to have you as part of my life. Do you remember sending that to her?
Yeah.
On 10/9 of 14, I mentioned the sex talk. I won't go into the details of it. Again, 10/15, more sex talk. 10/23 of 14, thank you again
Let's hear the
for
sex
everything
talk.
you're doing.
Pull it out. I want to make fun of it. Let's hear the game this fucking asshole is spit.
For my mommy, she sends you that. What were you doing for her mother?
I don't know. I think I did a consult for her, but I didn't do anything for her mom.
2/24 of 15, you agree that she always knows how to make you smile, and you say I love you to her. Remember that?
Yeah, I cared a lot about Katie, and I didn't think that she was a part of this. So I was always trying to keep her happy and make her happy. And I felt like she got dragged into something that she shouldn't have been dragged into.
Okay, maybe, but she dragged you into it as well.
I didn't see it like that at all. And our relationship actually got stronger. Initially when I got extorted, I had limited contact with her and I was cold to her. And then over time, I realized that she's the one who's protecting me and she's not involved with these people because the extortion never went up, and Katie was always broke.
She
So
was involved with them because she had a child with the guy, right?
I didn't know for sure it was him, but
But you suspected always that it was him.
I always suspected that Sigfredo was behind this.
So
yeah.
wouldn't you want to distance yourself from this woman who, I mean, were you ever really that serious about her to begin with?
Ah,
I mean, we spent 7-8 months together.
But you were never considering marrying her.
No, I wasn't considering
I mean,
that.
you were a playboy, right? You had a zillion girlfriends.
That is actually not even true.
Okay. Did you have a lot of girlfriends?
I had 2 girlfriends in the 2 or 3 years after her. I dated Whitney Kick for 9 months.
Okay, but how many women were you?
only time he's ever gonna downplay being a playboy, right now. Any other time, well, yeah.
Talking to and engaging with sexually a lot more than Whitney kicked, right?
There could have been 1 or 2.
Or more.
No.
Okay. Point being, you were not going to marry Catherine Magbanua.
I wasn't having marriage plans, no.
Okay. And you have now broken up with her after this incident.
Yes.
She's the person that's taking the money from you physically.
Everybody get wild.
She's the one. I looked at it as she's the one who's protecting me. If she wasn't, I was going to get a visit
Is
from
she
somebody.
the one that was physically taking the money?
Yes.
Is she the one that was connected to the person you suspected to have killed your brother-in-law?
I thought she was tied to that person, yes.
And she's the one that got you into this, right? Because she ran her mouth.
And
Right?
I looked at that I ran my mouth too. If I never said anything to her, this would never have happened. But I felt responsible for saying something to her in the first place.
But you didn't feel responsible enough to try to do anything about her sitting in jail, an innocent woman, for 3 years. Did you?
She never contacted me.
You didn't offer to testify in her trial. You let her get convicted and get life in prison, didn't you?
I thought the truth was going to come out.
But not through you.
I was never contacted. I thought it was going to come out through her.
Was there any contact between your lawyers and her lawyers?
You'd have to ask them.
You said you didn't have any contact with her. Did you have
I
any
had zero contact with her.
So your lawyers didn't tell you anything on behalf of her lawyers?
Absolutely not.
And her lawyers didn't hear anything from your lawyers?
I don't know what lawyers talk about, but I can tell you that I never talked to Katie, and I never told my lawyers.
You never relayed a message through your lawyers that the Adelson family would not be talking in this case?
And absolutely not.
And she had nothing to worry about as far as that end was concerned?
That's not true at all.
Did you or your agent contact her brother to offer to assist with her attorney's fees in her case?
That's a complete lie.
On 10/27 of 15, you say you can't wait to get lunch with her. She's the best, and you are lucky to have her as a friend for life. Did you say that?
Yes.
10/27/15, you can't wait to get lunch with her. 10/30/15, you tell her you miss her. 12/9 of 15, again you tell her she's the best.
Yeah, I said all those things.
Do you agree that this picture does not look like a relationship between an extortionist and her victim?
I agree, because Katie wasn't the extortionist.
She was the extortionist.
In 2014 and
No.
2015, I didn't believe that.
I know you didn't believe it, but we're looking back now, okay?
You know, it's like if you're going to quote me, date me. Like, at what I knew in 2014 and what I knew in 2015 is not what I know now in 2023.
Okay, yes, I hear you. You didn't know then, and that's why you were nice to her.
Yeah, I thought she was protecting me.
Got it. And none of those factors that I pointed out weighed into that consideration. That she ran her mouth, that she brought the Latin Kings on you, she was taking the money from you. None of that counterbalanced it. You were still gonna be friends with her and keep her happy.
You're wrong. I didn't know about the Latin Kings in 2014 or 2015.
All right. The love text, which is what I'm referring to all these texts, where you're still nice to this person after you break up with her. You're still doing favors for this person after you break up with her. I mean, that's like a major problem for your defense, isn't it?
No, our relationship got stronger. I agree. Our relationship got stronger, but it was much different.
Isn't that why she has to be an innocent conduit between you and the bad guys? Because if those texts didn't exist, she would be the extortionist and the bad actor in this whole thing, right?
I'm not following your theory.
You have to explain away those texts, don't you, Doctor?
No, I have to sit here and tell you the truth. And now you're finding it out.
Most people don't send kissy faces to people that are extorting money out of them. I mean, she was taking your money.
Again, Miss Kappelman, she was not extorting me at the time.
That's not how it's done, is it?
I'm telling you how it was done.
So then over these next 2 years, you would meet her monthly and hand over a bundle of checks and $3,000 in cash, right?
No, you're wrong.
Tell me.
I would hand over $2,000 in cash and a bundle of checks.
$2,000 in cash and a bundle of checks. And so over the course of 2 years, I'm terrible at math, but that's roughly how much money? Because I think I did $3,000. It's $48,000 in cash, in addition to the $138 you provided the night of. Do you agree with that?
If your math is correct, I'm just telling you what I paid her each month.
And the checks, which is another $17,000, right?
You're doing the math.
Okay. It was a lot of money. Was it a lot of money to you?
It was a lot of money to me, yeah. I work hard.
Did the extortionists, whoever they were, ever try to increase the payments or come for more money?
The extortion never went up, and Katie was always broke. And that's what led me to think that she was not a part of this, because she could have easily jacked up the payments.
Well, she's sharing $3,000 a month with a bunch of other people, right? At least one other person.
I didn't think she was sharing it. Why is she coming to me for $300 for her kid's birthday?
Because she's broke.
Because she wasn't getting any of the money.
Half of $3,000 doesn't do much when you're living in Miami with 2 kids to feed, right?
I didn't think she was sharing anything.
Well, even if she was sharing it, that's your point. She must not have been taking the money because she was broke. And my point is, she could have been taking half the money and been broke.
That's not how I saw it.
It's not a lot of money.
That's not how I saw it.
Tell me about Dan Markel a little bit. What you sort of said, what I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, was he was, a nice enough guy, typical Wendy boyfriend, but not really your kind of guy.
Yeah, I think it's an accurate description.
All right. Do you agree that he was this brilliant legal mind?
I think he was a little nerdy, nice guy. Just kind of like the average guy that my sister dated.
Not the kind of guy you want to have a beer with, though.
We never had a beer together. I mean, not that I wouldn't have had a beer if he wanted to have one. We just didn't have that much in common, but he was always nice to me.
Do you appreciate the fact that his death was a terrible loss to his sons?
It was horrible.
Do you think they were better off without him?
Absolutely not.
Did you host a celebration dinner after his murder?
That's a complete lie.
On The Wire, would you agree that the Markel boys were in the background pretty much of every call you had with your mom, and you hear them a lot, right?
My sister was working, so my parents would help my sister out, yeah.
Yeah, and it was summertime, so they were out of school, I would assume.
I don't know if it was every call, but they definitely helped my sister out for sure.
All right, and those calls captured Donna pushing them on the swings, that call that tortured all of us a couple times. Remember that one?
Yeah, there was a call where she was pushing them on the swings.
Taking them to tennis lessons.
That
Yes.
was the same day. I mean, that was the same call that got broken up and she called me back, but yes.
Doing their bedtime routine,
Helping my sister out for sure.
reading stories, brushing teeth, getting haircuts, going to piano, story time and bedtime, all of that kind of stuff.
All stuff that parents and grandparents do, you're right.
All right. She even said to you on one of the calls regarding the bedtime routine that, quote, we have a whole routine going. Do you remember that?
I have a whole routine with my son. I mean, I think it's normal with kids. You have a routine to put them to bed.
Right.
You
All
gotta
the
brush
kind
your
of
teeth.
things.
Can't forget to brush your teeth.
Yeah. A little dental humor couldn't hurt, right?
What's that?
All the things that your mom wouldn't have been able to do as readily if the kids were living in Tallahassee. Agree with that?
I mean, when they come up to visit them, they'd be doing the same thing.
Sure, when they came up to visit, but now they're doing it every day, right? Almost every day.
Not every day, but when my sister needed them, she helped them out.
And these are all things, these little routine things that Dan Markel will never be able to do with his sons. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Does your mom have a favorite child?
Well, she says she doesn't have favorites, but I don't think she likes my older brother.
Okay. But is Wendy the favorite?
I'd like to think it's a tie between me and her.
Does your mom worry more about Wendy than you? Let's
I don't really get.
before this case.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I think maybe in different parts of my life, she's probably more concerned about me. Different parts of my sister's life, she may be more concerned about her.
Is it true that your mom has a tendency to worry herself sick if there's something going on with one of you kids?
No, I mean, she's a concerned mom, but I think she's a normal mom.
Was she pretty worried about Wendy's marital problems?
No,
She wasn't.
I think she'd get upset when my sister would tell her things that Danny was doing and going to work, and bad mouthing her. But I think any parent would get upset.
But also she would meticulously go through all the filings and send long emails detailing her thoughts about every filing in this divorce.
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
Okay. Did she hate Dan Markel?
I think she liked him in the beginning, for sure. And I think when he was being a jerk to my sister, I don't think anyone particularly liked him when he was being a jerk.
What about the time around the time that he was killed? Did your mother hate Dan Markel?
No, I think it kind of like tapered off. I think she only disliked him when he was being mean to my sister. Other than that, nobody had a problem
He
with
was
him.
being mean to your sister during these divorce proceedings and subsequent litigation, right?
I think it was on and off. I think it was sporadic.
And when your mom's worried about Wendy, does she come to you for solutions or to talk things out?
No, I don't think worried is the right word to describe it.
Does she ever make Wendy's problems your problems?
No.
Like convincing you to get Wendy to pull the plug on the
Morning, crime
house
solver. Welcome
on
in.
Halloween 2013? Didn't she convince you to sort of take up that cause?
No, that was actually me. I thought I shared my thoughts on home ownership for my sister. That was all me.
Didn't you say that if she had bought that house, that would have been the second worst decision of Wendy's life?
I thought it was going to be a stupid decision to buy that house.
And what was the first worst decision of Wendy's life?
Oh, I thought looking at hindsight 2020, I think when she'd agreed when she married Dan.
And did you convince her to take a particular job as well? Remember that call?
Yeah, she got an offer from a law firm, and she was debating whether or not she should take it. She didn't know if it was exactly what she wanted to do. And I was like, hey, you don't know what you don't like doing until you've done it. Seems like a great opportunity. Like, why not do it? Learn the job skill. It's a skill you don't. And she's like, well, I don't have that skill. I'm like, well, it's a good opportunity to learn it, and you may like it. And if you don't like it, then try something else. But I was trying to encourage her to take what sounded like a great opportunity.
And Mom shared your thoughts, and I'm referring to Donna Adelson, shared your thoughts about this opportunity being a good one for Wendy, right?
I probably heard about the job from my mom, but I definitely heard about it from my sister because I'm talking to my sister about it.
Yeah, I mean, the job was not what she was
I'll be right back, guys.
having
When I use the
experience
bathroom.
in, right? It was a whole nother field of law.
Then that was my point. It was like, well, why not take it if they're offering it to you and you can learn something new? It sounds like a great opportunity.
Do you and Donna know what's best for Wendy better than she knows herself?
No, but not at all.
Were you a spy when it came to Wendy? Did you get information from from Wendy and relay it to Donna?
At times, because I was dating Bree, and Bree worked for Dave, so I would hear stuff about Dave from Bree, so I kind of had an inside. I got inside information.
In what capacity did Bree work for Dave?
Dave was his. After she graduated from college, she was working as a nanny for Dave.
All right. And how old was Bree during the time you were dating her? Was she significantly younger than you?
She was 24, and I was 39.
Is Bree the mother of your child?
She is the mother of my child, yeah.
All right, so back to Wendy and Donna. So Wendy, was she tight-lipped with Donna about her private life?
I don't think she shared everything.
But she would tell things to you that she wouldn't tell to Donna.
I can't say that for sure.
Can you play clip 1, please? Publishing call EEE. E. 3 E's.
Where are you going? On this way, there's a stop off there. Anyway, so I just put the date down.
Oh, did you?
Just probably an old part. He's a few months older than me. But so actually, soon for his birthday, it turns out Wendy's making him a little party in Fleetwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Wendy goes like very tight lips.
You're not kidding.
So what she needs to do is, she's obviously tight-lipped for a reason, is because she doesn't want you to know anything. So my point is, if she doesn't want you to know anything, then don't ask anything.
I don't
You'll be
know.
happy, and then I can find everything out and just tell you.
I know. It's great.
So I was like, so what are you doing for your birthday? It's like, well, Wendy's making me like a little birthday dinner, a little get-together party. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, she's doing it. He's like, I don't know anything. All I know is Wendy's putting it together for me, and she's doing it for Fleetwood.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome.
All I knew is that she was going straight from work to the hotel where everybody is meeting for this Miami fellows like Michigan. And that she was going to be there tonight because it's early first thing tomorrow morning.
Right.
I guess in between, she managed to do something else. Which makes me happy. I'm really glad.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine. Oh,
Yeah, so,
yeah, he's happy good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember yesterday, since you were telling a story about Katie coming in from having had some kind of altercation with Garcia, and she had reported that the necklace had been pulled off her neck? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Right. And when you were relaying that story to the jury, you used a specific term describing what Garcia had done to her. Do you remember what that term was?
It was only yesterday, but you'll have to refresh my memory how I described it.
You said he roughed her up.
That's accurate.
And that put my antenna out, because that roughed them up is the exact same phrase that Catherine Magbanua said in her proffer that you used on Halloween 2013 when you first approached her about, does she know anyone who can rough someone up?
No, I think getting roughed up is an adjective, but what you're doing is the same thing you did with your TV theory. Is like you heard TV mentioned multiple times, so you put the whole case together with the TV.
Okay,
and
we'll
you're
get
putting
to
the
the
whole case
TV.
together with the word roughed up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
think
not
if
putting the whole case together,
One moment. Don't speak over each other.
but that's
Please
an
wait for him to answer, then you can ask your next question.
Go ahead.
But that's an unusual, I mean, it's a specific term. I'm not making a whole case out of it, but did you say roughed up in both places?
Katie was roughed up by Sigfredo when he tore the necklace off of her neck, yes.
And isn't that the same term you used when you first approached Catherine Magbanua about did she know someone who could rough up someone else?
Never in my life have I ever asked her that question. Never in my life. That conversation never took place.
Did you ever hear Donna Adelson refer to Dan Markel as stupid?
No.
Were you laughing when Wendy was on the stand and I read all the names that Donna referred to Dan Markel as?
No, I laughed when you said the word fucker in court.
Okay. What did she mean when she said Dan Markel was trying to take her sunshines away? Do you know?
My mom never said that.
Oh, so you never heard her say
that was made up, and he put it in a court filing, and then now it becomes something that my mom said because someone made it up and put it in a court filing. My mom never said that.
Did your mom refer to the children as her sunshines?
No, the kids were 3 and 4. A 3 and 4-year-old can't repeat a conversation and remember words 6 hours later and repeat it accurately. I have a 5-year-old son, Never seen a 3 and 4-year-old do that, so it was made up, and now you're repeating it.
Okay. Have you been a good brother to Wendy?
I really thought to be a good brother.
It sounds like maybe you're not agreeing that this was a really nasty divorce.
And she says, sounds like maybe you're not a good
Or are you
brother.
agreeing it was a nasty divorce?
I mean, I don't think any divorces can be pleasant, but I think they definitely had their fights. I mean, they were fighting over bicycles and all kinds of crap.
But in addition to that, Dan Markel accused her sister of fraud, right?
He made an accusation, yeah.
Threatened her with federal kidnapping charges.
Oh, that's a new one. You just told me.
That one's in the emails that are in evidence. Did you review those?
I didn't review the federal kidnapping charges in this case.
Was seeking contempt proceedings. You heard about that here in court, yes?
I heard about that, yeah.
Even went after her lawyer personally, right?
He made serious threats against her lawyer.
And her bar card could have been in jeopardy if any of those, or some of them.
I heard the other day she was saying that, I guess her lawyer, he was threatening her lawyer's bar card.
Her lawyer's bar card as well as Wendy's.
He was making lots of threats and writing lots of stuff, I guess.
And he messed with your mom too, didn't he, in that grandma motion? You know which one I'm talking about?
I don't think he was messing with my mom. I mean, nobody took that seriously, and I don't think anyone even knew about it till
Isn't
years
your
later.
mom... I'm sorry, finish.
I said I don't think anyone even knew about it till years later.
Isn't your mom notorious for always getting worked up about everything?
She gets upset. I mean, she's a concerned mom. I mean...
But is she notorious for getting really worked up about everything?
To a certain extent. I mean,
Aren't those your own words from Call S that's in evidence in this case?
yeah, those are my words, but you can't, not to an extreme, but she does worry, especially when, like, Latin King gang members are extorting her for money.
Did your mom take the grandma motion seriously?
I don't think she even knew about it.
She didn't talk to you about it?
No, I didn't find out about it till years later.
Wasn't this divorce a big deal in your family?
It didn't affect my life, I can tell you that. So I don't think that's true. I think it was a big deal in my sister's life.
Why did Wendy testify that she was getting along well with Dan Markel just prior to his death? Can we agree that's not true?
I think there were ups and downs in how they got along. I mean, you got to ask her. She was on the stand. I mean, I wasn't living her life.
Is it part of your defense to minimize how nasty and contentious this divorce was?
My defense is to tell the truth.
Did you have any input on the decision to change the boys' names from Markel to Adelson?
Absolutely not.
Do you and Donna have to protect Wendy?
No.
Does Wendy appreciate everything you and Donna do for her?
You got to ask her. I mean, she's my sister. I love her. I try to give her my best advice I can. If I care about her, and I give her my advice, whether she takes it or not, is up to her. She's a grown woman.
Let me ask it another way. Do you feel, or isn't it true that you don't feel, that Wendy appreciates everything you and Donna do for her?
And my sister had no idea what I've been through in the last, God knows how many years, and what I wake up worrying, am I going to get killed? Am I going to get arrested? And she knows none of it. She's just going around her life, and I had somewhat of an innate anger.
Hey, Frog, what's up, man?
You know, probably unjust because she didn't know what happened. But yeah, I was upset.
And weren't you saying on the wire that she doesn't appreciate what you and Donna have done for her?
I don't know if I said that she doesn't appreciate what I've done for her because I never did anything for her.
Okay, so that was my next question. What have you done for her? Nothing?
Other than give her advice and care about her, be a big brother that loves her.
Would you say Wendy's a little bit spoiled?
In some regards, I mean, she gets a lot of help for sure.
Is she a little less savvy about how the world works than you are?
I don't know. You got to ask her.
Could you trust Wendy with a secret that could ruin your life?
It's not a secret. It's something that would get me killed. So I didn't want to tell her.
Can we agree that she obviously knew something about
this crime?
She found out when she came to court. I never told her anything.
I'm talking about the murder of Dan Markel. She knew something, right? I mean, it's not a coincidence she went to the crime scene, is it?
You're talking about the route that she took that day?
I'm talking about her pulling up to the crime scene tape.
She never went to the crime scene. She was going to buy a bottle of liquor that coincidentally the person sent her a stock the bar party buy a bottle of bullet bourbon that she was going to pick up. She wasn't driving to a crime scene. And I think she made that clear too. Nobody knew a murder was taking place.
She pulled up to the
Georgia
crime
can't even
scene
handle this.
tape, Dr. Adelson.
She didn't pull up to the crime scene tape. She was driving down the street and then had to make a U-turn. It was blocked off. But she
It's
wasn't
like
going
she
to.
couldn't help herself. Isn't
Nobody
it?
knew a murder was going to take place.
She exposed you all to some degree by those actions, didn't she?
No. Not at all.
And then she threw you under the bus in her interview, didn't she?
Nobody knew a murder was going to take place.
She knew her husband had just been shot, and they were asking her who would want him dead, and she said your name. Are you mad about that?
No, she said a lot of people's names.
Well, she
Oh.
said yours in the first 25 pages of a 5-hour interview. Isn't that true?
I wasn't there for the interview.
But you've reviewed it in preparation for your trial, haven't you?
I actually don't know if I've seen her interview.
There was a lot of questions of you about, didn't you do this murder with Wendy? Doesn't the state think you did this murder with Wendy? Are you familiar with your charges in this case?
Yes, I'm very familiar with my charges.
And who are you alleged to have done this murder with?
I'm alleged to have done this murder with my sister, my mom, and my dad.
Would it refresh your recollection to review a copy of the indictment in this case?
I'm a slow reader, but I could read it if you want.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Okay.
And this is the official charging document in your case, Dr. Adelson. What does it say in reference to who you are alleged to have committed the murder with?
This is, what day is this? 2022. Oh, they think I did a murder with Katie.
Catherine Magbanua.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Give me a minute, I'll read. They got Luis Rivera in here. They got Sigfredo Garcia.
As being alleged to have committed the murder with you?
Did I read it too quick?
Every time. Should just be at the very top of each charge. On or about July 18th, 2014, did unlawfully.
Okay. Yeah, Katie.
Okay. Are you mad that Wendy hasn't been charged and you have?
No, I'm mad that I got charged for a crime that I didn't commit.
Do you have any innate anger with Wendy over
That's
that
my favorite.
fact?
Twato.
No, not at all.
Are you pissed that she told all that stuff to Jeff Lacoste?
I don't think she said that to Jeff, but I wasn't there.
How did Lacoste know about the celebration dinner?
That we went out to dinner, she got sick, so she may have told someone that she threw up.
And then what? He just added the part about you referring to it as a celebration?
I never referred to it as a celebration dinner. I picked my sister up. I said, where do you want to go to eat? She said she wanted pizza or sushi. I said, I know a great sushi place. We went there. We didn't have reservations. We ended up sitting at the bar for an hour waiting for our table. And she had 2 drinks and got sick.
She vomited on the dinner table. Or at the dinner table.
Yeah, she got her to the bathroom. But yeah, she doesn't drink alcohol. So those 2 drinks, and I think on an empty stomach, I think she got really sick. But there was no celebration dinner. It was the first time that she actually really left the house since she got back from Tallahassee. She was devastated.
Did you say something to her about the murder of Dan Markel right before she vomited?
Absolutely not.
Do you remember what you said right before she vomited?
She was I think she said, I don't feel well. And I say, oh no. and then she threw up.
Before that,
And then I think I said, "Oh no," and then she threw up.
before she announced that she was going to be ill,
Right.
do you remember what the conversation was?
Just how's the food? How's your? I mean, we were probably about half.
A normal person, I don't think if it was
You looked at the
insignificant would be able
timetable, we
to.
weren't there
I'd just
long.
be like, I don't know.
Why did you brag to Jeffrey
He's trying to
LaCrosse
think
about
of-
your connection to the Cuban criminal element?
Never said that to Jeff LaCrosse.
So he's making that up?
If he said it, I never said it.
Well, you were in here when he said it, weren't you?
I heard him say it, yeah. But I never said that to him.
On one of these calls, and it's in the context of talking about Dave and Wendy's relationship
Yes,
with
we
Dave.
do. Jersey Jen asking, do we have Wrestle Plunge at 6 tonight? Yes, we do, 6 Eastern. And this stream is going to take you fine folks right into that stream. So even if you don't plan on coming and watching that with me, I totally understand. I get it. Please hit the like anyways, so to help me out. Yeah, we are going to have a show tonight.
You tell your mom that you've already gone above and beyond for Wendy. Was that a reference to having her ex murdered?
No, that's me getting tired of this Dave stuff. I mean, Dave's a great guy. I mean, everyone who meets him likes him. He's not only super successful, but he's very low-key, like t-shirts and jeans kind of guy. And he loved my sister's kids. I mean, if you listen to The Wire, the point I was making is not how successful he is. The point I was making is that my nephew farted on him, and he thought it was funny and didn't bother him. And he also has 3 young kids, the same ages as my sister's 2 young kids. They actually met in line when my sister was registering the kids for school, and it was they've been friends for years. So I thought it was a great opportunity for my sister to have a great guy in her life. And I was getting sick and tired of Dave calls, and The Wire started in April. My sister's birthday's in April, Dave's birthday's in April, so you got a ton of Dave chatter on this case. But believe me, I'd go crazy if I was talking about Dave like this all year long.
So that's a no. You did not reference having her ex murdered
Absolutely not.
when you said you've already gone above and beyond.
No,
for
that was
Wendy.
me getting sick of dealing with the Dave stuff. As great of a guy as he is, I was still getting sick of it.
When the $1 million offer was conceived, do you recall whose idea that was?
My parents.
Why was the relocation worth $1 million?
Well, it was actually I was going to pay a third, so I only looked at it as that way. Why was it worth it?
That's the question.
Because it was going to help my sister out, and it was going to be it was going to give her a good opportunity for a good job down here, and she was going to be around family, and family's important, so that's why.
Isn't it true that financially you came out ahead on this deal as opposed to if you had coughed up the third of the $1 million offer?
How in the world did I come up ahead? This is the craziest thing.
Financially, you paid $138,000, and you paid $2,000 a month plus the $1,000 payroll amount. You're still about over $100,000 ahead financially than if you had coughed up the $333K.
No, I would have been better off paying. And first of all, I never paid for murders. This is a crazy question, but paying $3,000 a month for life is not anything anybody wants to do.
I didn't say anything about paying for a murder. I said you paid $138,000, which you did,
I got extorted for $330,000.
and then you paid. But you didn't pay the $330,000.
Right, because I didn't have it. I had that to clear it out my safe, and that was what was in my safe that night.
All right. Can we agree that Wendy was stressed out about the issues surrounding her divorce?
I think the divorce caused stress in her life. Yes.
And you were hearing about it from your mother, weren't you?
Yeah, I would hear.
Wendy's totally stressed out. Yesterday was a rough one. That sort of thing.
Yes, I said it before, is that my sister would tell my mom a story. I'd be sitting in the car driving. My mom would be talking to me and telling me the latest story of the day. And that's how I found out a lot.
And then on 2/19 of 14, Donna texts you again to tread lightly with Wendy and refers to Dan Markel as an asshole and a fucker, right?
Sorry. You made me laugh. Sorry.
That's what I'm here for. Is that what happened? That text?
Did my mom use a foul word to describe him?
Yes, sir. Asshole and fucker, to be specific.
She used the curse
She's
word.
about to crack
Is
up,
that
dude.
pretty strong language for
This
your
is your
mom, or
life,
is
sir.
that how she
And it's
speaks?
going down the shitter fast.
I mean, it is pretty strong language, but I think I mean, I've been called a lot worse, but
She wants to say what could be worse.
My mom used the curse word. She used the curse word. You just use curse words too. So
Was Wendy less stressed? Was Wendy less stressed out once all this litigation was over?
no, she was a million times more stressed out.
Was she better off financially?
There may have been some, but not much. I don't think so.
Was she able to stop paying her $800 an hour divorce lawyers?
Yes.
Did she get $2.7 million in benefits for her children plus $4,800 a month for the boys' benefit?
No, as far as I know, that money was in trust and it's controlled by Dan Markel's sister. So none of that money. You keep saying it like the money went to her. The money's in trust for the kids, and that money never went to her.
Some of it went to her, and some of it was in trust for the kids, right?
I don't know the breakdown, but I know the 90-something% of what you're talking about is in trust, and it's in trust for the children. It's not for her benefit.
Right. It's for the benefit of the boys, but it has to come through her because they're children, right?
Well, it has
she gets disbursements, right?
It has to go through the executor of the trust. And my sister's not the executor of the trust.
No, sir. I'm not saying she is. When the executor of the trust disperses money for the benefit of the boys, it gets dispersed to Wendy, right?
See, you know more than I know.
Did you have trouble sleeping after the murder?
After I was extorted, for sure.
Did Cody text you on 12/19/15? Sorry, we have problems sleeping and shit. We do have a lot of weight on our shoulders.
Did she text me that?
Did she text you that?
I mean, she may have, but it sounds about right.
Do you want to look at the text?
I can look at it, sure. Which one?
You can look around for context if you want. I'm looking at page 2 of this exhibit, and it's got a little box around it.
Thanks.
And if that refreshes your recollection, the question is, did she send it?
Yeah.
I want to go over a little bit some of the payments or gifts that you gave to Catherine Magbanua. We've heard a lot about her being put on the payroll at the Adelson Institute, and she made this demand to you when you met her to give her the first extortion payment on the payment plan. Is that correct?
She didn't make a demand. When I gave her the $3,000 for her friend, she asked me if I could do her a favor and put her on payroll for $1,000 a month so that she could get insurance for her kids. She was going to cash the check, and the money was still going to her friend, so that money wasn't going to her. She was getting insurance for her
And
kids
did you
as a favor.
believe her that she would give the money from the paychecks to the friend?
I believe what she was saying to me, yeah.
Isn't it true that Catherine Magbanua actually asked you to place her on the payroll back in June, prior to this extortion effort?
I don't know if I could put her on payroll. She asked me if I could put her as something when I was dating her, put her as something on the office so she could get insurance. But I never did.
And that was in June.
I remember she'd asked me about it before, but I never did anything.
Yeah, he's crazy with that shit.
In June 24th of 2014, she says, "Baby, I'm going to need help on the employment info. I have to send to DCF for my kids' insurance. Also, if I have to end up moving later on, I need to show I'm working for you, or else I won't be able to get an apartment." To which you respond, "No problem." Remember that?
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking she was asking about payroll. I think she was asking just to say that she worked there, so we'd sign a letter saying that she was employed. But that doesn't say anything about writing checks to her.
And that request was made in between the two trips that the killers made.
That request, well, she asked me if I could do that for her while I was dating her, and I never even did it.
And did she ask if you could do that in between the two trips that the killers made?
I didn't know when they went up, but I found out later that they went up in June.
All right, so that email would have been sent, or I'm sorry, it's a text. That text would have been sent prior to what you're calling is the first layer of the extortion.
That text was sent to me while I was dating her, but I never.
Prior to the first layer of extortion?
The text was sent in June.
Prior to the first layer of extortion?
Before I was extorted, yeah. Before I broke up with her.
And you say several times on the wire that she was cleaning at the office. Was she really cleaning?
No, she never worked for us.
She was doing some type of cleanup for you, wasn't she?
No.
What's the purpose of keeping Katie happy? Was she gonna sick the Latin Kings on you if you made her unhappy?
She was protecting me. I didn't know what would happen, and she was keeping my mind like when the extortion never went up, and I just assumed, I thought that she wasn't part of it, and she was protecting me. Usually, extortion goes up. It always gets ratcheted up from what I've heard.
What's the fear of not keeping her happy? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Well, I could get killed, or the people who are extorting me could come rob me. And I didn't get killed. I didn't get robbed. The extortion never went up. I thought she was really protecting me.
If that's the case, why not just, I mean, you're complying with everything they've asked you to do, right?
I'm doing everything that was asked to do, and that I yeah.
So why reach out and say, hey, can I get you a trip to Key West to go with that extortion money?
I never said, can I get you a trip to Key West?
You didn't say you were trying to get them the owner's cottage. Maybe it's not in Key West. Trying to get them the owner's cottage because it's the nicest, $380 a night. The postcard inn. Do you recall all those conversations?
Oh yeah, for sure. And that was, she'd actually asked me weeks before the bump, because I had this connection at a place called the Moorings that I could get like a really great price at a really affordable price for how nice the place is. And I said I was going to make some calls and help her out and get it. And then I ended up giving her $300 for the, when she picked up that bag at my house, I put $300 in it and I got her a hotel room.
Is that a yes? You remember that conversation?
Yeah, I do.
And she didn't want the trip. In the text messages, she's saying, no thanks, and you're kind of forcing it down her throat. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because actually, it's funny, at that time, in The Wire, I was trying to see if Katie and him were together or they weren't together. So that's why I kept asking, how are things? Are you guys okay? Because if they were fighting, it was making me think more and more that the reason she was avoiding me was because she found out that he was the one who was doing the second extortion again. So I was trying to figure out if it was him and if she was lying to me.
And in this case, she says, I don't want to do anything. And you say, you know what? F that. You're going there. You're going to have a good time.
For sure. I was trying to do nice things for her.
And then did you pay for a trip or offer to pay for a trip to Santo Domingo for Catherine Magbanoa and Sigfredo Garcia to visit his parents?
I didn't know who she was going with, but I paid for. You're talking about airline tickets?
Yes.
She called me up. She had an emergency. Something happened. She booked tickets for the wrong date. I had no idea who in the family she was going with, and she had no money. And I remember I was in Chicago. I was at a friend's wedding, and I took out my credit card and I gave her the credit card number and let her book tickets. I thought she was going with her kids.
So is that a yes? You paid for
Oh,
the
yeah,
trip
no,
to
I remember
Santo
that well.
Domingo. So
For
go
sure.
quicker if we can just
I'm sorry.
answer the question.
What's the objection?
Argumentative.
Overruled.
Did you offer to buy Catherine
He's used to
Magbanoa and
hearing
her
that.
mom a cruise?
Yes, Katie had mentioned to me that she always wanted to be able to take her mom on a cruise. So I offered, but she never took me up on it.
Did you call in prescriptions for Catherine Magbanoa?
She was a patient of record at my office.
Did you pay for a meal service for Catherine Magbanoa?
Yeah, I did.
Did you pay for car repairs for her?
Yeah, all this stuff was making me think she was broke. So yes, you're right.
Did you offer that she could use your Range Rover anytime?
I said she could borrow the car, sure.
Did she talk about getting a boat and you offered to help her get a boat?
I never offered to help her get a boat. I offered to help her look for a boat.
Did you pay for the breast augmentation?
No,
No part of the breast augmentation.
not at all.
So when she's saying at the same time she's the day of the breast augmentation, can I just put it on the credit card? Is she referring, can I just put it on your credit card? Is she referring to something else, some other expense?
I have no idea what she's referring to, but I did not pay for her boo job.
What about this birthday gift for Sigfredo Garcia? What was the bonsai tree and the bag? What was that all about?
Oh, she had asked me, and it's on a wire. It's on 420, where she says, "Can you get me some bud from Bud?" My next door neighbor's Bud, and she asked me if I could get some marijuana from my next door neighbor for her. So that's what, when I said I have a bonsai tree for you, she asked me, and I got her a little bit of marijuana from my next door neighbor for her.
And you said, I don't know what a married man with kids would want for his birthday, but you did your best. I did my best.
I was being completely, by the way, I was being completely sarcastic. I never would get Sigfredo Garcia a present in my life.
And you thought you hit it out of the park with the weed and the gift card. Did you say that?
Look,
Dude,
give me a little
I remember
more
that call, Charlie.
The context is you don't know what a married man with kids would want for his birthday, but you did your best and you think you hit it out of the park.
No, I was being completely sarcastic because she had asked me for that marijuana 2 weeks earlier, and I gave it to her. And then I was joking around when I gave it to her. I didn't want him to think that I was hooking up with her, so I started to joke around about it. And then I was like, maybe you can just tell him it was for me, because I didn't want him to think that I'm hooking up with Katie, and that's why I gave it to her.
Can we agree in general that it's important
We
to
agree you're
maintain
full
positive
of shit.
feelings between co-conspirators? If you're a co-conspirator with
Sir.
someone in a crime, you want to
Sir.
keep positive relationship with that person. Will you agree with that?
I'm not a co-conspirator with her.
Okay, I'm saying in general. Can you agree in general that co-conspirators in a crime want to stay friendly with each other?
I'm not a co-conspirator with her.
All right, can't agree to that. If
Can't
a
even say it.
co-conspirator develops a motive to harm another one, that could be bad, right?
Co-conspirator. Say it again.
Say, husband and wife do a murder together. And then 10 years later, they've gotten away with it, but 10 years later, they fall out. That could be a problem. Somebody might start talking, right?
I was never part of a murder.
Were these gifts, these things that you provided to Catherine
Well, you ain't
Magbanoa
tricking me, lady.
and her mother and Sigfredo Garcia payment for the murder?
Okay, I never got Sigfredo a gift in my life. The guy absolutely hates me. He wants to kill me. He stalked me. He extorted me. Like, that was being completely sarcastic, and sometimes I make some bad jokes, but that's, even when I wrote he wanted to take me deep sea fishing, I knew he wanted to kill me. Like, you have that text too. I didn't think we were going deep sea fishing.
On April 6th of 2015, did you receive a text from Catherine Magbanoa that reads, "Next time, don't be such a dick to someone who has done something for you"?
Yeah, she's protecting me, and she's mad at me over something.
Are these gifts what it took to secure her silence for so long?
No, absolutely not. I was never trying to get her silence. I was hoping she'd tell the truth.
Was your dad's birthday in between the two trips that the killers took?
Yeah, my dad's birthday is July 5th.
And what birthday was that for him?
It was his 70th birthday party.
All right, so there's been a lot of talk about the texting between you and your mom about the birthday. And she texts you on March 4th of 2014 and says she can't talk now, but she'll call when she goes to the bathroom in Gainesville and has privacy. She tells you to erase that text after you read it. Why did she have you erase that text?
Okay, if you look at the records, I never erased the text.
But why did she ask you? If you know, you may not know.
Maybe she's afraid my dad's looking at her phone and find out about the president. It made no sense to me. That's why I was like, I didn't erase anything.
How is you erasing the text going to prevent your dad from seeing it on your mom's phone?
Well, if my dad looked at my mom's phone, then he'd see the text and maybe know what she's planning for his birthday.
You weren't with Dad, she was with Dad, just to clarify.
Yeah, she was with my dad.
And the text that she asked you to erase, that particular text didn't say anything about a birthday or paella. Can we agree on that?
No, not, but I knew what it was about.
20 minutes later, she texts again and asks something about Dad's birthday. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know we were trying to plan a surprise cruise. That was the original idea.
Okay, and the paella is mentioned elsewhere, not in this particular thread that we're talking about now.
Yeah, we ended up-
Was paella the big birthday gift?
Yeah, I paid for the catering for the whole party.
Boom. We're going to stop right there. Still got a little bit left of this. How many more videos of this do we got? I'm not actually in the playlist. Let's see. I don't want to mess this up, though, either. So let's go to the Trial Channel's channel. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. Hopefully
Again,
it
an
stayed.
ask.
Okay, we're still good. We're good. All right, fuck it. I'll look later. I don't think there's that much left. Everybody. Oh, I didn't even change my background. Boom, we're in Murder Church. Everyone, thanks so much for hanging out. Yeah, I've got a good week planned. Again, we'll continue this Tuesday night. We should finish this Charlie's Cross here Tuesday night. We'll see where we go next. And then I'm trying to get book club in. We did get some new members here to this morning, which is awesome. Really appreciate that. Thanks everyone. And hold on, we got a virtual wheel to spin. Hold on. Getting ahead of myself. We got a T-shirt to give away. This is for all the beautiful, fine folks that come through and help me out on my second channel quite often. Every time I drop a new video, announce it to the world here on this channel through my socials that I need a little help. I need some likes, I need some comments, I need some people to watch this video all the way through to get into the algorithm. And these beautiful people right here came through. Jay, Chris Dewitt, Shannon, Jay's wife, Greenie, Simi, sitting in the chat here, Forrest, Derek, Shiraz, real government name, which I know is not the name that comes through the chat. Something's up there, but they come through all the time. Daria in the chat here, Gambies, J Money, and Pammy are all got a chance right now. Boom. Good luck, everyone. This is a T-shirt. Oh, real government name 1. Okay. I don't know if they come through the chat that often, but they always come through my comments and my posts, and they comment on the videos. So, yeah, I will have to let them know that they want a freaking T-shirt. That's really cool. Putting that in there so I do not forget. That's a T-shirt win. Publiclybuzz.com. A lot of cool shirts on there. You can get a cool Halloween shirt if you got any Halloween plans this week. I think you think you would get it before Halloween if you'd order it today. But either way, a lot of cool shirts on there. Again, I'm not exactly sure. I just saw in the comments there what's the next book. I'm not exactly sure just yet. We still got 2 weeks to figure that out. So we will talk about it probably on the next week, if not a little bit this week. So, hey, what's up, Colleen? Welcome in. Yeah, definitely. Come back through Tuesday night as well, Colleen, if you wouldn't mind. But this stream right here is going to be sending you fine folks to tonight's stream. That's right. My next channel, second channel, I should say, Wrestle Plunge. I post a lot of content on there. And tonight, Sunday nights at 6 Eastern, I go live and I stream. Jersey Jen, Simi, they come through, they hang out. It's a fun time. We don't take ourselves too seriously. But yeah, when you get there, even if you don't come back through tonight, I can't even talk right now. I'm ready to go get some food. Please hit a like, I love you guys. Let's go. Boom. Have a great day. Let's go. Let's go.
Pittsburgh